All parties in the matter, Pedrosa versus Collazo. Step forward, please.
20-year-old stay-at-home mom, Christina Pedrosa, is suing the father of her child, 22-year-old construction worker David Collazo, for the return of her belongings. David says Christina is keeping him from seeing his child.
Ms. Pedrosa, you and the defendant have a young child together. Baby is about a year old. And you lived together for a short period of time, separated, and it is your claim that the defendant kept certain property that you amassed together that you should have, and that also you had certain of your personal property, clothes and stuff, that the defendant trashed or got rid of. Mr. Collazo said he kept what was his, what he paid for, and that he gave you ample opportunity to get your stuff, and he put it out on the porch, and it's gone. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me when you lived together.
2000, 2001, 2002.
And when was your daughter born?
August 8th, last year.
And who is this?
This is my father.
When did you separate? When did you move out with the baby?
Like 4 months ago.
Is that right? You moved out in June?
Yes.
When you left in June, what property did you take with you?
The baby's clothes and her dresser and her little knickknacks, and that's it. He wouldn't let me get anything else. When I went in, I've got the police reports from when I lived with them. The police was called. The day that we went there to pick up this stuff, I had the police come with me, but he was so drunk, he was acting crazy. And
this is a lot more information than I think I should. This is Mr. Collazo, don't talk to her. Mr. Collazo, don't talk to her. Talk to me. You want to talk to her? Go outside. You want to talk in court? You talk to me. I want to know what property it is that you think that you are entitled to, Ms. Pedrosa, and let's do it quickly, please, because I'm beginning to lose it.
Everything that I paid for, my recliner.
Well, you tell me what you paid for.
Okay. I've got receipts for my recliner that I paid for.
All right, recliner, just a second. Right. Recliner. Go ahead.
My dining room table and chairs.
Yes.
My bed.
It means that's the bed that you and Mr. Collazo shared?
Yeah.
I told you you could have everything.
Shh, Mr. Collazo. You're going to have a turn. I give everybody a turn.
I'm sorry.
If they're good, they get a turn. They're not good, they don't. Go ahead.
My clothes bag. He took all my clothes.
Oh.
I left them right there when Mr. Officer told me to leave.
Now, you purchased a recliner, a table and chairs, and the bed. Mm-hmm. What did you purchase it with?
My credit card.
So you don't mind if she gets the recliner, table and chairs, and bed, right?
Yeah, they don't bother me.
No, I want you to look at me. Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
She can come and get...
She could come and get it.
The recliner, table and chairs, and bed.
The recliner, tables, and chairs, and bed.
Perfect, because they're on her credit card, you don't have to repeat that, and she is responsible for paying for it. Fine. So you're going to get your recliner, table, and chairs, and bed, pick them up within 5 days, you bring the U-Haul. What's next?
I have a washer and dryer also.
Was that also purchased on your credit card?
No.
Well, who purchased it?
That was given to me by my father. He purchased it from my brother.
Is that right?
Yes.
Washer and dryer? Did you buy that, Mr. Collazo?
No, but I helped her buy all the other stuff that she had.
What other stuff?
Girl.
Shh. What other stuff, Mr. Collazo?
Everything she wants.
No, just a minute, but it's on her credit card.
I didn't pay for all of it.
When did you work?
Huh?
Don't, Miss Pedrosa.
I still pay for it.
Don't. Don't irritate me. I'm ready to kiss you both goodbye.
Your Honor.
Speak not. That's it. She's also going to get the washer and dryer because her father gave it to her as a gift.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, recliner, table and chairs, bed, washer and dryer. You got it. Now, your clothes? Should have gotten your clothes when you went to pick up the baby's things in the dresser. Because he put the clothes out on the front porch. He doesn't have them anymore.
Listen, I went there with the cops, the sheriff.
Police.
The police.
Yes.
There was one cop. When I went there, I tried to get...
come in my crib when I'm sleeping. You gonna come to my house while I'm sleeping? Just
Mr. Collazo.
Drunk, naked on the chair.
Shh. Mr. Collazo.
It's my house. I was chilling.
What did you have a discussion with him, Bird? Sure. And then if he opens his mouth again, throw him out.
This is the best way I can explain to you. If you keep it up, she's going to throw you out. Okay? And then I'd be forced to throw you out. You don't want that, do you?
Nah, bro.
Okay. So you know what you do? Respect the court.
I'm
all
sorry.
right? Take your time. You all right?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Cool.
I'm sorry.
Where are her clothes?
I put them on the porch. The cop said, you know, because I was like, why are you guys coming to my house for? Just because she had the keys. She was already gone.
No, look at me. Look at me. Don't look at her. I don't want you to look at her. You put her clothes on the porch?
Mm-hmm. Right in front of the cop.
And the
he's like, oh,
listen to me.
He told me to leave, and I left, and then she was supposed to come back.
Whose mouth is moving?
Both ears.
And if both of our mouths are moving, who wins?
Judge Judy wins.
Just answer me. You put the clothes on the porch at the direction of a police officer. Mm-hmm. Is that what you're telling me? Were you present? The answer is yes or no.
I wasn't present when the clothes were put there, ma'am, but I was there when we went to pick up the clothes. Pick up her stuff a couple times with the chief of police.
Step up.
So I had no warrant coming on.
Shh. And what happened?
When we got there, David was very argumentative. He was drunk, and he was yelling at us to get out of his house. He was starting to push the chief around. The chief says, I don't need this, because he's a short guy. He was getting ready to call backup, and then he says, you know what, because they started arguing in the trailer, and then he said, well, you know what, why don't you guys just leave, get the baby stuff out, and you just go to court and get your stuff. But Christina's clothes, Your Honor, were still in the trailer. He wouldn't let him take it. Then, when he told her to come and get her stuff, she went there. There was no police, from my understanding, because I talked to the chief. No police officers went there when he said he put the clothes out there. There was no clothes out.
You don't know that. Mr. Collazo, you want to be a smart man? Shh, quiet. You want to be a smart man?
One day.
I want all of those things ready. And I want them all in reasonable condition. I don't want you to do anything nasty to them, because now I'm going to get to you with regard to seeing your daughter.
Thank you.
Okay. You have a drinking problem, Mr. Collazo? Been around the town for a long time. You have a drinking problem, Mr. Collazo, because if you didn't have either a drinking problem or another problem with substances, you wouldn't be behaving the way that you are in court today. So you got a little bit of spirit from someplace other than your soul today before you came to court. I don't want to go into it with you, but I'm going to tell you this. If you made a baby, look at me. If you made a baby,
take care of my daughter.
Listen to me. If you made a baby, you have an obligation. You have an obligation to be a father. And that means having a job, being sober, making arrangements to see your daughter, and if she, for some reason, wants
to shake her butt.
You're not paying attention, sir. And I have to conclude that since you know who I am, that the reason you're not paying attention to what I'm telling you is because you are a little bit high. So I want you to listen to me. She can't have you around a child who's a year old.
Punk boyfriend don't want to be smoking weed by my daughter.
Just a second. Mr. Collazo, look at me. What you're telling me is that Miss Pedroso is not behaving properly.
Yeah, but...
Are you listening? Yeah. Or are you listening to your inner voices? You have to see to it that you see your daughter by going to court, asking for an order of visitation, saying, I do everything right. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I have a job. I'm prepared to regularly support my daughter. I want to be able to see her. And if she doesn't let you do it and doesn't let you see your daughter, judge is going to say to her, I'm going to take the child away from you.
Yeah, then where's she going to go?
She's going to come and live with you.
No, Your Honor, you know what? I have no problem with him seeing his daughter, but he is doing this, getting drunk, getting high, and...
How you know? You ain't
Because I know.
Miss Pedroso.
I go to work every morning. I wake up at 5:30 every single morning. What do you do?
No.
You shake your butt.
But he paid $50 for her birthday, and that's it.
Put him out. He doesn't get it.
He paid $50 for her birthday.
Pay careful attention to me, because I can't talk over two people talking. That's not the way I run this place. If he's not doing the right thing, and if you feel as if your daughter is at risk if she spends time with him, then you're right. But if he gets his act together, it's not right for you. You picked him. You had this baby with him.
I told him that. If he right now he's got a job, yay. But he's still on drinking, doing drugs, and he's not responsible for that.
If he is,
and he doesn't
then you
pay
are
nothing.
right. If he is, then you're right. And he shouldn't see the child unless you're comfortable that the child is safe with him.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all. Meanwhile, you go and pick up 5 days. We'll prepare the order. The recliner, table and chairs, bed, washer, dryer, goodbye.
I just want to see my daughter.
As far as I'm concerned, David, we'll get to see his daughter if he straightens out his act a little bit.
I drink, so...
That's
He's
his problem.
a mommy's boy. His parents everything.
I'd rather take my daughter myself and not have her little boyfriend smoking weed around my daughter.
He lies about everything.
So you don't think she don't drink and do drugs?
He says he pays for his daughter. He don't pay nothing.
She gonna do all the things she do, and she gonna come on Judge Judy and try.
26-year-old dog groomer Chauncey Smith for stealing money while pet sitting. Chauncey is countersuing for non-payment of services rendered.
All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 386 on the calendar, the matter of Simon versus Smith. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, folks.
Miss Simon, you hired the defendant to house sit for you when you were going away on vacation. You also have pets, is that right?
Right.
And you had never used her services before, but she came highly recommended from somebody else.
Right.
It is your claim that while you were away, she allowed unauthorized people in the home.
Correct.
When you came home, you paid her.
Right.
And within a day or so of your arriving home, a neighbor told you that there had been people in the house. At that point, you claimed that you went back into the house, you checked around, and you found money that you had left in an unlocked drawer had been taken, $900 in $100 bills.
Correct.
And also that as a result of her allowing unauthorized people in the house, you decided to change the locks. So you are suing her for $1,000, which is for the locks and the $900. Ms. Smith says she did not take your money. She does not know who took your money, if any money was ever there. And she does acknowledge, I believe, that there were people in the house, people or persons in the house, that she had not asked your permission about before you left. Right?
Well, actually, when we were meeting before the job, I had asked if I could have people over, Your Honor.
You say people. She says your boyfriend over. You actually had somebody staying over.
I didn't ask.
That just a second. Is that right?
Yes, I had somebody stay the night.
Right. Okay. Which certainly you hadn't discussed with her.
No, not that.
Right. Okay. How long have you been doing this kind of work?
Oh, I've been pet sitting for people that I've known for years.
Because you have a counterclaim. After you found this money missing, according to what I read, you stopped payment on her paycheck.
Correct. Yes.
So she's got a counterclaim for her paycheck and bank fees. When you've had people house sit for you before, is that right?
Correct.
When did you leave?
August 31st.
And when did you come home?
We got home about 3:30 on Thursday afternoon on September 11th.
What kind of dogs do you have?
Maltese, 3, 2 boys and a girl.
And you came home and found them in pretty good shape?
They seemed very nervous.
Nervous, whatever. You found them in good shape.
Yes.
I mean, you didn't take them to a psychiatrist. They were in good shape.
Yeah.
They were fed. They were okay. They were relatively clean.
Right.
All right. Now, when you came home, you paid her, so I assume that the house looked okay to you.
I didn't pay her the day we came home. I paid her on a Saturday.
So I assume that when you came home on Thursday, you looked at your house Thursday, you looked at your house Friday, you looked at your house Saturday morning. Everything looked in order, and that's when you paid her.
Yes.
So there was nothing untoward in your house when you came home?
I wasn't aware of anything until...
Fine. Then what happened?
Then on Sunday, our neighbor across the street, who I asked to watch the house while we were gone, mentioned to me that the first day that we left, Chauncey had brought a lady with a baby over and stayed overnight there and also stayed there while she was at work. He also mentioned that there was a lot of cars going in and out of our driveway at our house, and one evening there was about 6 cars out there that I was not aware of, and then I stopped payment on a check on Sunday morning.
Why did you do that?
I stopped payment after I found that the $900 that I had hidden in my desk was missing.
Miss Simon, I want you to prove to me that there was $900 in your desk.
I have some ads here that I advertised a rainbow swing set. That's a very expensive swing set. I started advertising it at $2,800 and ended up advertising it again in Trader Publications 3 different times for $2,300. The third time I advertised it, I sold it. A fellow came to the house, bought it, gave me $1,800 in cash. That was all $100 bills.
Yes, go ahead. I don't have to look at it.
Okay.
And when was that?
And that was the end of May.
Okay, so go ahead.
So I kept the money in my office. We used it as cash here and there. So when we went to the movies, I didn't have to go to the ATM. When I went on vacation, I pulled out $600 of that money and put the $900 back, and I had it in an envelope that was marked. Every time I took money out, I would mark it that I took it out, and I put it back in the office between papers and a whole file system. So this person that took the money, who I think was the person with the baby, had to go through this desk methodically to look for that money. And
Miss Simon, according to Miss Smith, you had certain rooms locked off while she was house sitting.
Yes.
What rooms did you have locked off?
We had the bonus room locked off because
Which one?
The bonus room, because we put our golf clubs in there. I had a bedroom locked up.
Why did you lock up the bedroom?
Because we had painting done, and all our figurines and expensive things were in boxes, and I wanted all that stuff wrapped, all locked up.
That's 2 rooms where you could have put this $900.
Right.
What else was locked up?
A closet in my bedroom.
Why did you lock up your closet?
Because I had my clothes and my jewelry in there.
Then you take out the $900 if you had $900 and you put it in your closet.
I wish I had thought of that, but
well,
hadn't.
You can't blame her for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to accuse you of lying to me, but I'm saying to you that if I have cash and I take the trouble to lock up methodically certain rooms in the house for certain things, and don't go into your den, which you leave open, and take out an envelope full of cash, not figurines that you have to pawn, not something else, and put them in your closet along with your jewelry, I find that suspect.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Says pet sitter Chauncey Smith stole money from her home while she was away on vacation.
I don't buy, A, that there was $900 in cash in your desk, and B, even if there was, she's not responsible.
Well, someone had been in that desk.
Well, I have no idea when that happened. Maybe it happened the Friday when you came home. Who is this person here?
This is my husband.
Maybe he took it on Friday. You know, I know you're laughing. I mean, I could make up a whole scenario.
Right.
You know, he's got a 22-year-old girlfriend who flies, and he wanted to give it to us so that they could go to Costa Rica together.
Believe me, I could...
Right, sir? I mean, I could make up a whole litany of stories. She's not the only one who's entitled to the house.
Okay, but believe me, I could kick myself for not thinking about that.
Simon, you got my drift?
Yeah, I got your drift.
You cannot establish the fact that even if you had this $900, that she had anything to do with taking it.
Well,
so therefore...
He saw the money before we left.
Listen to me. He may have seen the money before you left. He took it on Friday.
I think he would have...
He took it on Saturday. I have no idea where your money is, if it was there at the beginning. And I tell you this, common sense indicates to me that somebody who's so methodical, who writes down every time they take out, who has an envelope, and on the envelope writes down September 1st took out $100, right? September 15th took out $200. That kind of person who's so methodical and who takes the trouble of locking 3 separate areas in the house doesn't take out this money, especially...
Let me tell you.
No. It's quiet. Especially when you say, you might have said, well, I forgot that I had the money there. That's possible. You know, sometimes I'm speaking. Sometimes I take money and I'll put them in a boot. You know, I'll take a couple $100 or I'll take $20 or $40, put it in a boot for mad money. And then at my age, I forget. So that I forget that it's there. And all of a sudden I go put on a pair of shoes. I can't get my foot in the shoes. And it's because so if you said to me, I had the money in my desk drawer and I forgot. I say, well, you know, that's possible to have money in your desk drawer and forget about it. But that's not what you said. You said you went there right before you went on vacation and took out $600 to go with you on vacation. When you take out the envelope, you say, I have a locked room downstairs, I have a locked bedroom, and I have a locked closet. So I'm going to take the rest of this money, the rest of this $900, and I'm locking it up. Your lawsuit's dismissed. Now, let me get to your counterclaim.
All right.
You got it. You got it. She had absolutely no right to put a stop payment on your check. Absolutely none. You shouldn't have had people over at the house. Whether you had people over at the house, shouldn't have done it.
Absolutely.
But there is no indication that having those people over at the house caused any damage to the house. The house looked perfect to her when she came home. She lived there 3 days, and then she came and paid you. And the dogs looked fine. So she had no basis to put a stop payment on your check, which was $335 on the counterclaim. Judgment for the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think that the girl she had in the house with the baby took the money because she was in that house by herself.
In hindsight, maybe it wasn't the best decision, but I've pet sat before, but they're for people I know.
She had to go through my master bedroom to find out that my closet was locked. I mean, how would she know that unless she walked in there?
She told me before she left that she was locking the bedrooms. That's how I knew that they were locked.
I should have locked it up like I locked everything else up.
I'm sticking with pet sitting for people that I know and that I trust.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Young versus Page. Step forward, please.
Baker Vicki Young is suing her ex-boyfriend, machinist David Page, for the return of personal property and mental anguish. David is countersuing, also for the return of property and for defamation of character.
Ms. Young, I gather from your complaint that you and the defendant lived together for 15 or 16 years.
Yes.
You have no children together?
No.
But you had 3 children from previous marriage who, according to Mr. Page, he supported during those 15 years because you were not receiving child support, and he took care of you as a family. That be a fair statement?
Yes.
This is your complaint. Your complaint says that there came a time when you had an argument. According to you, he accused you of cheating. According to him, it was something else, and that you were jealous and he couldn't take it anymore. He locked you out of the house, and you claim that he has certain property that is rightfully yours that he will not let you get. So that's what your lawsuit is about.
Yes.
Correct? And you're also suing for mental anguish. I'm not interested in you. If you had enough of him, you should have left him before. You don't get compensated for mental anguish. He wasn't good to you, you should have packed up your bag and left. Got it?
Right.
Mr. Page says, on the other hand, that you took property from him that you were not entitled to take. He doesn't have any property that belongs to you, and that you defamed his character. He's going to tell me about that, and he wants to be compensated. So when and under what circumstances did you leave it's not the marital home, the cohabitation home, for want of a better word?
August 21st, and it was a Friday morning, about 4:30 in the morning.
So what happened on August 21st?
He was mad at me. I was in bed. He had gotten up, took a shower, came back, and put his forearm down on my neck, pushed my face down into the pillow, and I couldn't breathe, so I had to move the pillow. And he told me that I was out cheating on him the night before, and that he wanted me out, and he wanted me to bring the dogs to the pound. So that day is when I moved, and he pulled my hair a couple times.
What items do you claim are in the house that belong to you?
Well, a bike jack is one of them. And,
a bike jack?
Yeah.
Do you have her bike jack?
She is in possession of that. That was in the storage unit.
Okay. What's next?
The printer and the fax machine.
Printer and fax machine.
Yes, I do have that.
Okay, printer and fax machine. She's going to pick that up.
Okay.
Okay, what else?
He does have my truck key. I've asked for my truck
key.
Yeah, the key
you have
for
her
my
truck key?
Yes, I do, and she also has a spare key and remote control for my truck.
Okay, will you return that?
Yeah.
To him? Perfect. Could you give that to him, please? And do you have her truck key?
Yes, I do.
Here we go. This is so easy. Not even breaking a sweat. Have a sense, Mr. Page, you're just happy to have it over. The exchanging of the keys.
Phew.
What else?
That's the only thing I have proof of.
Perfect. Now, Mr. Page, what do you want to tell me, sir?
Basically, you're making it sound like this was just a sudden thing. We had problems in the relationship for a long time.
Listen to me. Not Oprah. Got it?
Okay, what would you like me to...
I would like to know about your lawsuit, sir.
Okay.
You have a counterclaim.
Yes, when...
You want to tell somebody about your relationship? You go on Oprah.
When she moved out, she moved in with a friend of hers, and I had tried contacting her about some mutual property, and next thing I knew, I was getting a stalking petition against me.
What happened to that stalking petition?
I went to court for it, and her friend never showed up, so it was dismissed from court.
What do you mean her friend? What her friend?
It's her friend she was staying with. She's the one that pulled the stalking order.
Well, then,
okay.
That's not defamation that you can attribute to her.
Well, basically, what happened after that, once this got thrown out of court, the police department at home had told me to try to contact her before going to small claims court about the storage unit. So I tried calling her twice at work after this stalking petition was over, and next thing I know, 2 days later, I get a restraining order. And this time it was her that filed it.
Can I see it?
Yes, you can.
Do you have a copy of the petition that she filed, sir? What charges she made against you?
Yes, basically it's what she had told you, that I had put my arm on her neck. But this was a month and a half later that she filed this restraining order. The day previous to her filing
I got it. What took you so long?
My friend had filed for the restraining order because he was calling her at 6 in the morning.
I'm not interested in your friend. I'm interested in...
Well, I was included on that restraining order, that's why. When she went and filed it, she asked if everybody in the family was included or in her house, and they said yes, so I was included. When she had problems at home with her family and stuff, that she couldn't go to the court date, so it was dismissed. So that's when I filed, because after that he kept calling me at work and harassing people at my work.
Have anything else you want to tell me?
Well, yes. The money I had paid on that storage unit, she locked me out of the unit right after I paid for another month on that storage unit, where I couldn't get a hold of my property out of that unit.
So?
I had some weightlifting equipment that was worth money in there.
Where is it?
Right now it's still in the unit because she only gave me 2 days to get it out once she switched it back to give me access to the unit on October 28th.
So now you have it. You have access to the unit so you can get your weight stuff out?
No, I don't, because she never paid for the other month on that unit. Now I would have to go in and pay another month on that unit to get my property, which I had paid on that unit in September.
How much money are we talking about for the month?
$68 a month.
$68. After 16 years, $68 is what it's about?
No, actually, I earned 3/4 of the income during that time. I raised her children.
You're absolutely
for all
right.
those years.
I just really want to know if you want me to bother with the $68.
Well, the $68, like I said, that's only a petty thing because that's what I had paid.
It is petty. I'm glad you say it's petty. It is petty. You want me to bother with the $68? Did you lock him out of the storage unit?
I did at one point.
Good. And it's going to cost you $68. On your complaint, you get the printer and the fax to be delivered in a box 5 days. She'll come and pick it up, or she'll come with a police officer to pick it up. How do you want her to deal with that?
He can bring it to my son's house. He knows where they live. He's been...
Is that good?
Okay. Yeah.
Fine. Good. Printer and the fax, and you owe him $68 for the storage unit that you locked him out of. That's all. And then he can go pay for the $68 and get his weightlifting equipment. Good. Goodbye. Good luck. Have a happy life.
She always had a problem with serious jealousy over other women.
Jealousy and control on his issue.
Couldn't even speak to another woman without being accused of having something going on.
I finally smartened up and moved on.
Drop off the printer, and when I think of Vicky, I'll see you next Tuesday. And
Angela Bushnell is suing her ex-husband, silk screener Christopher Caristi, for the return of their children's belongings. Christopher is countersuing, claiming Angela filed false charges with Child Protective Services.
Yeah, this is case number 413 on the calendar in the matter of Bushnell versus Caristi. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, folks. Have seats.
Miss Bushnell, you and the defendant had been married.
Yes.
For how long?
We were actually married twice for about 3 years.
And you have 2 children with him?
Yes.
You have other children?
Yes.
But you have 2 children with the defendant. According to your complaint, there came a time in 2002 that your children were removed from your custody by Child Protective Services. At some point, they were sent by Child Protective Services to their father, who lived in another jurisdiction. You live in Florida, I believe?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're from Illinois?
Yes.
Ultimately, the children will return to you when you completed a program. It is your claim that children's father retained some of their gifts, some of their property, when he returned them to Illinois. Mr. Caristi?
Yes.
Says that he returned all of the children's property. Whatever he kept because he paid for, and they were property that it was gifts that were sent to all the children because he's remarried, not just to these 2 children. He doesn't have any of their property. He is, however, counterclaiming because he says that after the children were placed in his custody, you embarked upon a plan of return of the children to you, and that involved making false allegations to Child Protective Services about both Mr. Caristi and his wife, who has children that are not related to these children, and that placed the entire family at risk. So that's his counterclaim. When were the children removed from your custody?
May 17th. 2002.
And they were removed from your custody because you had a drug problem?
Yes.
How old are the children?
Now they're 14 and 13.
Had it been a long time since you saw your children?
Yes, ma'am, it had.
How long?
It had probably been somewhere between 5 and 6 years since I had seen them, but not talked to them.
How come?
Well, due to Miss Bushnell's various marriages and boyfriends and moving from town to town, it was hard to keep up with where they were going. I made calls to the mother and her father to find out where these children were.
You mean the children's grandparents?
Yes, ma'am.
What was Miss Bushnell's position with regard to the children coming to live with you?
Oh, she didn't.
Tell me what your position was.
I was worried, of course, because they've never been around him. They didn't know him.
But you had no reason to be concerned about the children's safety with their father?
No.
So did you voice any objection to the judge when you went to court about the children living with him?
Well, yes, of course. I want my children to be with me.
Well, they couldn't be with you. You were in rehab, or you should have been.
Well, then I would rather have them stay with somebody in my family, somebody that they knew.
So am I correct that you were fighting the children going to live with their
Yes.
father?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ultimately, the children went to live with you in November.
In October.
In October.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you in a residential program at the time?
No, I wasn't.
Why not?
I had to go to a drug counselor. I had to do urine tests weekly.
What kind of drugs were you involved with?
Crystal meth.
Where are the children now?
Back here.
They're with you?
Yes, they are.
Who do you live with?
A boyfriend.
Yet another boyfriend?
Yeah.
Oh. Probably better off with their father. You're so worried, Miss Bushnell, about introducing them to their father, who they haven't been with in a very long time, but it seems to me that you've introduced them to a lot of strange men coming in and out of their lives. Is that right?
Yes.
Well,
I wish I hadn't done that.
Well, that's pretty selfish.
Yes, it is. The whole thing was.
It sure was. But now you got somebody new. Terrific. Why don't you just concentrate on your children?
That's what I try to do now.
No, you're not concentrating on your children if you got a new boyfriend. If you got a new boyfriend, you're not concentrating on your children. You're concentrating on the boyfriend. When did the phone calls start to come from Child Protective Services?
It was on the 7th of November that I was accused of beating my child, and also that I didn't have any place for them to sleep, that they were sleeping on the floor.
Did you make those calls?
No, I did not.
Who made the calls?
My oldest daughter.
How old is she?
18.
Why would your oldest daughter call Child Protective Services?
Because her sister that is here today called her and said that her dad had jerked her brother up by the arm because of schoolwork, and she did tell her sister that she had to sleep on the couch.
Ma'am, I've had the abuse report here. It wasn't against the son, it was against the daughter. As far as the abuse, it was supposed to be against the daughter. Nobody
Who called?
knows who. I'm not really sure who called, but I know it was put up by Miss Bushnell to
Probably, but you're not going to be able to prove that.
Not to the T, no ma'am.
She probably instigated it. There's
Yes,
no
ma'am.
question in my mind that she instigated it because she didn't want the children to go and live with you. She'd much prefer that the children stay with her and the steady stream of boyfriends that come in and out of her life. What is it that the children say that the father has?
The only thing that they come back with was the clothes that they had on their back because everybody thought they were going back down there. My son celebrated his birthday down there, and they celebrated Christmas there and everything that was...
I'm not talking about birthday presents and Christmas presents. You're talking about clothes. Do you have any of the children's clothes?
I have a few clothes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
They're all to be returned to the children. Let me explain something to you, Mr. Caristi. You may be angry at her because she has screwed up her life and probably done a good job of screwing up your children's lives as well. I'm not excusing you because I think you could have tried harder.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes,
You made a new life for yourself. Stop playing with your papers, Miss Bushnell.
Sorry.
You made a new life for yourself, and you may have made phone calls to try to find your children. But if you really wanted to find your children, you would have found them. All you have to do is go to court and say, I want custody of my children because their mother is unsuitable, and it starts a process going. So I'm not excusing the fact that you were out of their lives for so long.
Yes, and he is $21,000 behind in back child support. He's paid child support for 4 months.
Listen, you're not the victim, madam. You're not the victim. Your children are the victim of your bad behavior. Because if you were their mother, and if they didn't have a father who was involved, it was your responsibility to be both parents, and you turned out to be no parent. So All I'm telling you is if you have things that should be your children's, you are a real jerk and uncaring and unthinking and just operating out of anger if you don't put them in boxes and make sure your kids get them. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All the other things, you see, unfortunately, these children don't have great parents on either side. So the only thing that they have are things. That's all they have. They have things that they can touch and they can feel because they can't rely on their mother and they can't rely on their father for the emotional and support and the security that children are entitled to. So if you have gifts that were purchased for them, even if they were purchased by you, they go in a box and they get returned to the children. And you're going to do it tomorrow so that they have it. You have a problem with that?
No, I don't have a problem with that.
Great. Let me take a look at the list.
And this is also the order from the other judge?
I'm not interested in the order. I'm interested in the list.
Okay.
Understand me, madam.
I do.
You are not my most sympathetic plaintiff.
I certainly understand that.
Good. You have a bike that belongs to the children?
I purchased that bike. Yes, I do have bikes that belong to the children.
I don't care who purchased it. You're not
Yes, ma'am,
following
I do
me, sir. You have a PlayStation?
I've got several PlayStations.
Well,
yes.
do you have a PlayStation that you purchased for the children?
Yes, it's in the suitcase here today.
Good. Perfect. 4 games, 1 bike, a roller coaster. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Rollerblades?
Not to my word.
Karaoke machine that you bought for Krista?
I have a karaoke machine that my mother had bought for her, yes.
That your mother bought for her?
Yes,
well,
ma'am.
that goes back to Krista. That's a gift. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Do I have to go through all of these things? Anything
don't have
anybody
to, but-
purchased for your children as a gift belongs to them, doesn't belong to the person who gave them a gift. Am I making myself clear?
Yes, ma'am. You are. But as far as the price to send them back up there, I'd be better off just sending a load of cash up there to rebuy it because shipping isn't cheap.
You're their father. You're not a stranger. You want them to feel happy or you want them to be miserable?
They've been miserable all their life. I don't want
You
them
want
to
them
feel
to be
miserable.
more miserable? You want to contribute to that?
No, I don't.
Good. Then send them back their presents.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today, ex-husband Christopher Caristi won't return their children's belongings. Christopher says Angela falsely accused him of child abuse.
Just because you're angry with her because she created a whole lot of trouble for your family, don't take that out on your children.
I'm not angry with her.
You should be. But fork over some of the money that you haven't sent in support, put this stuff in a box and send it to your children. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Good. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's never been in their life, and he took everything they had and wouldn't give it back. It's been a year now.
Anything that gets sent back is either going to be sold and probably put on drug use anymore, just like it has been in the past.
He also has him and his wife also have cocaine charges and marijuana charges on them.
They've seen their mother get run over by cars, and, you know, there's so much abuse and neglect in the family.
There was numerous times that he had beaten her to a pulp to where I would have to take care of her and the kids.
This ain't the first time, this won't be the last time.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brooks versus Lieberman. Step forward, please.
Retired cashier Arlene Brooks is suing her ex-best friend, retired postal worker Lee Lieberman, for slander and for keying her car. Lee is denying the charges.
Miss Brooks, you and Mrs. Lieberman had been friends, according to you, for 50 years. She says 35, but in any event, a very long time.
Yes.
And the two of you, much to your credit, were both volunteers at the Jewish Home for the Aged.
Yes, in Reseda.
And unfortunately, something happened, something that was probably very trivial, and the two of you had a falling out after all those years.
Correct.
And it is your claim that Miss Lieberman slandered your name in the Jewish Home, where you were both volunteering. And in addition, she keyed your car.
Yes.
Miss Lieberman said that is absolutely not true. She never keyed your car. She never vandalized your car. And she may have said some bad things about you, but you say bad things about her. She says bad things about you. This is not actionable.
Correct.
So tell me what happened that caused you not to be friends anymore. Tell me when it happened and what happened.
Yeah,
mid-February, she says, "Don't call me no more," and she stormed out of the dining room where we were talking. And I said, "What did I do?" She says, "You know what you did." But
Did that happen?
No, Your Honor, that is not true.
Well, tell me what happened, Ms. Lieberman.
On the Friday, I had 2 messages on my phone if I was coming to her apartment to play a card game with her and her people that live in the building. I didn't give her an answer yes, I didn't say no. But I got home 4:30 and they start at 4. I read my 2 messages or heard them, and then I had my dinner, and at 10 after 6 my phone rang. After 2 rings I got up and answered it and kept saying hello, 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 and nobody was there. So I said to myself, oh, don't be cheap. Go ahead and star 69 it to see where it goes. Well, sure enough, who answers but her? And I said, why did you hang up? She says, what are you talking about? So I said, you know what I'm talking about. You just called to see if I was home. Are you stalking me? Are you taunting me? Why are you doing this? I says, forget my phone number. Don't lie to me anymore, and I don't want to have anything to do with you.
So that's how
it started.
All right. Now, Miss Brooks.
Yes.
What is it that you claim that Miss Lieberman said about you that rises to the level of slander?
She's called me a gorilla. She's called me an animal. She's called me names in Jewish at the home. I don't speak Jewish. I could not tell you what the words were.
Tell me about the keying of your car, Miss Brooks.
November 5th, about 2:45, I went into the building. I had left some papers in my car. I went back out to get them. I see something bopping up and down by my car, and she's walking out with her keys in hand. And my car looks like somebody did an art job on it.
You have a photograph of your car?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, her words to me were, I didn't do it, you did it. And I said, well, the video camera sees you doing it. And she stormed into the building.
Tell me about what happened in November in the parking lot.
I went to the Jewish home. I parked 4 cars away from her and proceeded down the pavement. As I'm going down to where the library is, where I sign in and volunteer, she's coming forward towards me. As she got closer to me, her first words out of her mouth were, I went looking for your car. So I says, why? To key it up some more? And she didn't answer me. She proceeded on, and I went into the library to do my volunteer work. And then she came back screaming and yelling, I've got you on camera, and you're going to be... Everything went out of her mouth. She can call me any kind of name she wants. That's okay. It won't hurt me. Call me fat. She called me stinky, whatever. But I happen to be a lady, and I don't do the things she's saying I do.
All right. Miss Brooks.
Yes.
I don't think that you have sufficient proof to satisfy me that Miss Lieberman here is a vandal.
Your Honor.
You haven't convinced me, Miss Brooks, that
Your
she
Honor.
Vandalized your car.
I know what you're saying.
Okay, good. Miss Lieberman, has your car been keyed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
I assume that it had been based upon the answer. And, of course, I'm certain Miss Brooks would say she knows nothing about that.
Absolutely. That's why I couldn't file charges, because I couldn't prove it.
She knows nothing about that.
Your Honor?
Yes.
I saw her key my car. It's her word against mine. I saw her walking around my car with her key in her hand.
I don't believe that you saw her key your car. There
were videos taken.
And you just show me.
I don't have them. The security people would not give them to me.
Then I can't see them. And you've already changed your story, Miss Brooks, twice. Because once you said, I actually saw her key my car.
I did.
And then you just said to me, what I did was I saw her walking around my car with her key in her hand.
Your Honor, she was walking like this here. And I said, what are you doing to my car? She says, I didn't do it. You did it. And I had my car hand washed that morning, and there was not a mark on it except on the passenger side.
I'm not convinced that you're telling me the whole truth when you say to me that you saw her keying your car. I think that you saw her coming out of the parking lot but I don't think that you saw a key in your car, and I am not prepared to convict a 75-year-old woman with no prior history of criminal activity at this stage in her life of a crime based upon your testimony. I'm not prepared to do that. And all I'm telling you is it's very unfortunate that the two of you, who've been friends for so many years, are going to end your lives being enemies. Very, very sad.
Your Honor.
Case is dismissed. That's it.
Yep. She should leave me alone. She should just stay away from us.
I am just delighted and thrilled that Miss Judy saw through a person that's very deceiving.
I may have lost, but she knows she's a vindictive person, and she lost her thing of being a volunteer to Jewish Home.
She's very vindictive, and she had nobody else, so who was the fall guy? Me.
I saw her do it. It's her word against mine, and she's an SOB liar.
It's too bad, but I'm better off not knowing a friend like that.
Homemaker Sandy Causley is suing her daughter, medical salesperson Sharon Storcher, for keeping money she collected on a rental property. Sharon is countersuing, claiming her mom ruined her credit and illegally repossessed her car.
Now, this is case number 520 on the calendar, the matter of Causley versus Starcher. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Ms. Causley, you purchased a piece of real estate. The real estate was put in your daughter's name, is that right?
Yes, it is.
And it was to be rental income property. Well, something happened and you feel as if your daughter owes you some money. Your daughter says that you reneged on what was her clear understanding of this real estate arrangement, and you actually owe her money for lost wages and a lot of other nonsense. So why had you put this property in your daughter's name?
I applied for a loan for the home on my own, and they said I had an excessive debt ratio at that time.
So you couldn't buy it in your name?
Yes, but...
For whatever reason. So you spoke to your daughter. Tell me what the discussion was with your daughter.
The broker who was working with us suggested putting Sharon on the loan with me so that it could balance out the debts that she had on my credit rating. And we were supposed to go into it as a partnership, but when we were near loan closing, we found out that she would be solely on the loan. She was doing it simply as a favor for me, my house.
So, but it was going to be in her name?
I am on title also.
You are?
Payment. Yes, I am.
Just a minute. You transferred this property to her.
No, I'm still on title. I have those right here.
Can I see it, please? This is a mortgage.
There's two deeds there. There's the first deed where I'm solely on it, and then she paid an additional $10 so that she could be on the quitclaim deed. So when she did purchase the home, it would be a smoother transition for her.
She willingly signed that quitclaim deed because she had no intentions of taking her half ownership.
Okay. Now, you had two tenants in the home?
Yes, I immediately took over landlord duties.
But you had two paying tenants?
Yes.
And how much were each of the tenants paying at that time?
$450 each.
And what was the mortgage?
$652.
Okay. And what happened in July of 2002?
Sharon needed a place to live, and she asked if she could occupy the vacant apartment, and we thought
I thought it was occupied.
When the person moved out.
In July?
Yes.
And so you agreed to let her move into the apartment?
Yes.
And what was the financial arrangement that you made with her in July?
With the agreement that the home would be transferred to me when I could get a loan. She was going to pay the difference of the rent collected in the one apartment and the house payment.
And what was the difference in rent?
It came to $202. That's what she paid to live there for a year and a half now.
So far, is that correct? That you made up the difference between the mortgage payment and what the tenant upstairs was paying?
Yeah, the tenant actually gave me the money.
I don't care whether the tenant gave you the money. You made up the difference.
Yes, I
so
did.
You weren't paying fair market value for the apartment.
No, but I also...
Shh.
Yes.
You were not paying fair market value for the house. You were paying less than half of fair market value and living there.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
The apartment wasn't quite up to her standards, and that's fine. It was a little rundown. So there came a point where she said that it needed fixed up, and she asked me to pay for all the expenses of fixing it up, and at first I didn't agree to that. And she said, this is going to be your house. Why do I have to put money into your house?
She's right. That's true.
And she even went so far as to ask me to pay for her fiancé's labor for the house, and I drew the line there. I said no.
That sounds perfectly fair to me. I assume the two of you were splitting expenses?
No, we share expenses.
That's what splitting usually means, sharing. You shared expenses.
Yeah.
So Michael was living there for $100 a month. He had an apartment for $100 a month, right? Plus whatever he was doing to fix it up. Right. That sounds reasonable, doesn't it, Michael?
Sure does.
That sounds fair, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what's the problem now? What do you want from your daughter?
I told her that I could not afford to continue letting her live in that apartment for such a lower amount. And I asked her if she would at least split the house payment with me. It only came to an additional $100 and some, and she became very annoyed with me. She considered it profiting off of her and that I shouldn't have done that.
So now what do you want, Ms. Cosley?
I would like, as long as she's living in half the house, I'd like her to at least make half the house payment.
You want her to make half the house payment?
Well, she intends to take over half ownership of the home now.
What do you mean she intends to take over?
Well, legally she's half owner on the title.
Right.
And she would like us to sell it and split the house down the middle now. And I've put in a lot of money into the home. She's lived there for very low rent for the year and a half. And it's quite a loss for me.
Well, Ms. Cosley, your problem is you signed a whole bunch of documents when you did this that I'm sure suggest that this was a gift to your daughter. Because if you bought the house and put the mortgage in her name and everything else, so what you're saying to the bank is this is her home, right?
Yes, but she...
Right.
That was not our agreement.
I understand that that may not be your agreement, but what happens is when you try to, I'm using this word loosely, defraud a financial institution by saying this really isn't my house, it really belongs to my daughter who has better credit. You know, you're really not giving me the mortgage, you're giving it to my daughter, and all the while you understand that this is your mortgage, your house. What you're really doing is you're defrauding a financial institution. And then your problem is when you come to court with what we call not clean hands, and you say, well, I made this mess in order to sort of get around my bad credit, and I want you to clean it up, even though it's not in writing. The problem is when you transfer property, the sale of real property in practically every jurisdiction that I know of in the United States of America has to be in writing. And anything that's outside of that writing, private conversation, courts don't consider. What do you want this court to do?
I would like you to order her to make half the house payment for the future. If she's going to live in half, I think she should be responsible for half.
Well, you happen to be right, but I have no authority to order her to make half the house payment.
But I've put in a lot of money into the home, and she's going to assume half ownership now.
You allowed her to do that. You allowed her to do that by putting it in writing in order to induce a bank to give you a mortgage. You put her name on the deed and her name on the loan. And now you want me to say that really wasn't the case. That really wasn't what we meant to happen. And you want me to do what you really intended to do at the beginning. I'd like to hear what you have to say about the transfer of the house, and I would like to hear what your counterclaim is all about.
My mother did ask me to purchase a home for her. She was actually applying for another loan at that same time. She was never interested in my property for her sole beneficiary. She was not going to be on any title. She asked me to do this as a favor for her.
For what?
So that she could have it as a rental property.
Correct, for income.
And
listen to me. So that she could have it for income.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead. And
within 6 months to a year, she had said she would purchase the home back in my name.
No, she wouldn't purchase it back in your name. She would purchase it back in her name.
That's why, yes.
Not in your name.
I am the only person that is on the mortgage.
Right.
I am the first on the deed. She actually purchased 3 other homes instead of purchasing mine. So she was just acquiring more, thinking that I was going to bow down to her.
It's not a question of bowing down. She figured she had an arrangement with her daughter, which didn't cost you anything, so that your mother would have income from rental properties as her source of income. Right. And you would agree to do that. And according to you, what was supposed to happen was within a period of time, 6 months to a year, she was supposed to try to get a mortgage so that you were off the mortgage.
Yes.
And you would be out of the house business.
Right.
Okay. And she couldn't do that.
She could have.
She could have, but she didn't do that.
Right.
Okay. Now tell me what you want.
She actually suggested that we moved in there. We did move in there. This house needed so much repair. It was not livable by anyone's means.
So why did you move in?
Because we did have no place to go.
So you moved in because you had no place to go.
Well, we did. We had a month's notice before we could find somewhere to live.
If you tell me that a house was not livable, and yet you moved in there for you, not for your mother.
Right. We fixed the house up.
Don't embellish for me.
I'm not.
You moved in there because you had no place to live.
Yes. She was originally purchasing the supplies to renovate the home. She stopped buying supplies because she could no longer.
What money do you want from your mother?
I was paying for a car that she had signed, and I was the co-signer. And she came and repossessed the car for me because she was collecting my tenant social, or Section 8. I stopped that because it was going to her, not going towards the tenant. She came and took my car that same day.
No, I didn't. Just a second. I don't understand that, Miss Starcher.
The car that she took from me, I was a co-signer on. I paid the car payments for the past 4 years.
And that's what tied up my credit.
And she came and took the plates off my car while I was at work and told me that she was going to up my credit, ha, ha, ha. Ooh. Because she knew that I would no longer pay for a car that I could not drive.
I never said
so
that.
I paid 4 years on a car that I can't drive because she took from me because she was upset that I took away her Section 8 money that she sent in a letter saying she was going to keep it. She wasn't going to give me any of it because she thinks I owe her. She never invested that much money into this home. She's made fake receipts for any other court case she's ever gone to. She's asked me and my fiancé to give fake receipts.
Listen to me. It seems to me this whole thing is very simple. Move out.
I shouldn't have to move out of my home.
Listen to me. This isn't your home.
Yes, it is.
No, Miss Starcher, I'm giving you a moral judgment, madam. I have no sympathy for your tears. The truth of the matter is your actual agreement with your mother was if this property was going to be put in your name...
Stop
speaking! This property was going to be put in your name solely for paper purposes. But really, it was her home. It was her rental property. She was going to get the money from whatever profit there was from the 2 apartments, and she was going to use that to support herself. And you were doing her a favor by allowing her to use your name to assist her to get a mortgage. That was your agreement.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Sharon Starcher owes for the return of money she collected on her rental property. Sharon says she's a co-owner of the property in question.
Now, she has an obligation to fulfill the terms of your agreement, which you acknowledge now was an agreement. Not that this was a gift to you, but there was a side agreement, which now is under oath from your mouth, so that there can't be any issue, that when she gets a mortgage, you have to turn over the house to her, and then you get evicted. Do you understand?
Yes, but she was to do that within a time frame, and she didn't. And because of all this, I don't want to turn the house over to her. I would rather pay her the money and have her name off my deed and just say, you know what, you're my daughter. I'm not going to keep doing this to you. But instead, she just wants to keep screwing me over.
Miss Starcher, I don't know who's screwing whom. It sounds to me like you want to change the agreement that you had with your mother. Now that the house is more comfortable and it's an income-producing property and you and Michael are living there, you say, well, now I'll pay you half of the $400 that you put down, and I'll pay you the materials, a couple $100 for the materials. You turn the house over to me. That's what you want. That wasn't your agreement with her. I can't order you to do that because you haven't gotten a mortgage yet, but at least get a mortgage in place. You have a better chance with a court. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you've got a mortgage in place and say, now I fulfilled my end of my agreement with my daughter. We can't both have this house because we can't both live there. So you're a little premature. Your counterclaim, Ms. Starcher, is a real stretch, and it was a lot of nonsense when I read it. It's dismissed. Ms. Cosley, you're a little premature. Get a mortgage in your name, then I'll hear you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Bye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I love my daughter very much.
Her having money is more important than me.
But I've always done for her.
And that's all she's about.
And it's never been enough.
She can be on the street for all I care.
I don't know what to do.
I'm getting married in August, and you know what? She won't be there.
Well, you only have one mother, and I have 2 daughters.
Hope she's happy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Schwartzbein versus Alvidrez. Step forward, please.
26-year-old computer operator Jeff Schwartzbein is suing his former co-worker, truck driver Gilbert Alvidrez, for an assault. Jeff claims Gilbert sucker punched him at work.
Mr. Schwartzbein, you and the defendant worked together for several years. You were his supervisor, and it is your claim that without provocation, the defendant assaulted you at work.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened.
There's a process that we run to verify that the systems are up and running. I'd already completed that at the specified time, Mr. Alvarez went to perform the operation, and I said to him, if you had been looking at the console when you performed that, you'd already seen that I've completed that part of the process. That's something that you needed to watch out for.
And he said?
He said to me, his exact words were, why don't you tell me that then?
And what did you say to him?
I said, I think I just did. It kind of escalated a little bit from there. Some insults and some bad language were thrown back and forth. It escalated so much, Mr. Alvarez asked me to step outside, to which I thought about it, but then I refused. I just accepted a promotion, and I said, there's no way I'm going to lose my job over this. Mr. Alvarez continued to curse at me, calling me a coward, other words because I wouldn't step outside. I did tell him if he really wanted to have an altercation, we could wait till after work and go somewhere else off the premises and settle it that way. The main supervisor on the floor was trying to defuse the situation. We thought everything was okay. He went back to his area, I went back to my area. A few seconds later, I felt a presence behind me, to which I was sitting in a chair with my back turned on the floor at my PC, and I turned. As I was turning, I was struck in the head from the side, in which I have pictures of my face here. I was wearing glasses at the time, and I was struck in the side of the head as I was turning. My glasses flew off, which cut my face, cut the bridge of my nose. At the time, I had a cut just beneath my eye. If an eighth of an inch higher, I could have lost my eye.
I see some other abrasions on your lip.
Yes, I did have a little bit of a cut lip.
Well, that's not from the one blow.
No, I did manage to stand up after the first shot. Mr. Alvarez was trying to tackle me. I put my arm back to brace myself onto a counter. He fell on me, which dislocated my shoulder.
Okay, I'm prepared to hear you now, sir.
Well, it didn't happen actually quite like he says, you know. He paints a pretty picture, but that's actually untrue. There was a verbal exchange, and he is correct in saying that I did tell him that, you know, if you have this much anger and this much animosity towards me, that, you know, as men, we need to go outside and handle this because I'm not going to work like this. You know, he was in my, at that point.
Just tell me what happened, sir.
Our supervisor did come between us and separate us. And at that point, when our supervisor separated us, he made the comment that I didn't need to bring my problems to work, and that if I wouldn't have got my wife pregnant, I wouldn't be in the situation. I turned to him at that point, and I said, what do you know about my family? And at that point, he said he did not give a about my family or my wife. And that's when I struck him. And when I struck him, ma'am, he was facing me, and I hit him only once. Only once did I hit him. And I did not scratch him or continue to hit him. It was just that one time. What had happened...
You have no right to hit him.
You're right, ma'am. I do not have the right to hit him.
Now I'll take a look at your bills.
Your Honor, all my medical was covered by workers' comp, but I do have papers to show that I was in the hospital with a dislocated shoulder. And also my workman's comp insurance, if you'd like to see that also.
Are you back at work?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. When did you go back to work?
I was off work for a month.
And how much did you make a week, sir?
At the time, it was $588.40. $588.40.
Did you get paid for the month through workman's comp?
Yes, ma'am. That was a total of $1,569.04.
How long did you receive physical therapy?
2 months.
Is that covered by your insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this the first time you were arrested, Mr. Alvarez?
Yes.
Is it the last time you're going to be arrested?
Yes, ma'am.
Got to learn to control your temper, sir. If somebody acts in an inappropriate way, then you have to deal with that in a civilized manner. You don't step outside. That's not the way you deal with it. It's ridiculous. How old are you?
38.
38. You should know better. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Others are excused. You may step.
No, he was just a negative, petty individual.
I never insulted the guy's wife. I would never do anything like that. I just asked him not to bring his problems to work.
That's all I have to say about that.
And he didn't appreciate that, so he acted the way he acted, and now we're here.
Think before you act.
Judy. 20-year-old student Lugene Jade Mears is suing her former friends, 20-year-old contractor's assistant Jessica Toppin and 21-year-old homemaker Tamara Van Afflen for scratching 78 of her CDs. Her former friends are denying the charge.
Yeah, this is case number 67 on the calendar in the matter. Toppin Van Afflen. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Oh, Miss Mears. You claim that either one of these two girls, either one, both of them, maybe a half of them, maybe somebody else who was living with them, somebody destroyed or stole your CDs.
They destroyed them, that's correct.
And they said they have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. So why don't you tell me, start at the beginning. You were living with one of them.
I was living with Jessica. And,
which one is Jessica? Raise your hand.
And,
Jessica, are you Jessica's mother?
No, Tamara's mother.
You're Tamara's mother. Okay, and Jessica's mother is not here. Why were you living with Jessica?
I was living with her because she had offered her place to me, and I said that I would be glad to...
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Where had you been living?
I've been on my own since I was 15.
Do you work?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
I teach kids violin, and I go to school.
What school do you go to?
Saddleback College.
And you give private violin lessons?
That's correct.
And you were living with Jessica for how long?
Probably for about a month, and we were carpooling.
Previously, where had you been living?
With an ex-boyfriend.
And how long did you live with him?
For a little bit, maybe a month or two.
And before that, where did you live?
With a cousin. I've been up and about.
And how long were you with the cousin?
For a couple months.
And before that?
With an ex-boyfriend of mine.
And each time you moved from one place to another for these short stints, you take all your property with you?
Of course.
Who is this lady?
She's my mother.
You live in the same town?
She lives in Huntington right now. I live in Laguna Niguel.
How long has it been since you've lived at home?
About 6 years.
Any particular reason for that?
I don't get along with her husband.
How long has she been married?
For about 2 years now.
But he lived with you before?
When I was 15. I used to live with Tamara as well.
You lived with Tamara?
And
her mother?
Tamara and her mother, for about a couple, maybe 10 months. It was the last year of my high school.
Did you do okay in high school?
I had a lot of family issues that I had to deal with, so I graduated.
Good for you.
Thank you.
And you're working and going to college. How many college credits are you taking?
I just finished my first year.
You take a full load of courses?
Yes.
You get student aid? You get loans?
My mother pays for my college tuition.
Sounds right to me.
Thank you.
And you pay for all your other living expenses?
Of course.
From giving violin lessons?
Yes.
Where did you learn the violin?
I've been playing since I was 5.
You play well?
Yes.
Did you take violin lessons when you were living at home with your mother?
My violin teacher passed away when I was 15, so it kind of all ended then, and I decided to teach from there.
Evidently, but from what I gather, you had a falling out with either one or both of these two gals, and you didn't attend a 21st birthday party. Whose birthday party was it?
Mine.
And then there was some yelling and back and forth. What was the problem?
Well, there wasn't really a problem with her not going to my 21st birthday, but she had come over to my house the next day, and she was saying that she was at her mom's. Well, first she said she was with her boyfriend, and then it changed to her mom's, to her cousin's. I wasn't really upset with her. Like, I forgave her for it, but that was pretty much all that happened on my 21st birthday.
What do you do?
I just had a baby, so I'm not working right now.
Are you living home?
Yes, I just moved back home.
What did you do before you had a baby?
I was working for an attorney.
What about you, Jessica?
I am a contractor's assistant.
A contractor's assistant?
Yeah, I do like the receptionary work for it's their Orange County building.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been doing that?
I started about 3 weeks ago.
And before that, what were you doing?
I was working in Venice at a club.
I see there are some CDs over there. They belong to her?
Yes.
Let's give them back to her. Now let's get back to it. It was her 21st birthday. You decided not to go to her birthday party. You were having some, according to you, family issues. Family boyfriend really doesn't make any difference. You didn't go. Then what happened?
I got a phone call from Jessica the next morning saying that she wanted me to move my stuff out. And I came to Tamara's house that day to pick up my CDs from them.
Well, your stuff wasn't at Jessica's house, it was at Tamara's house?
It was at Jessica's, but I was aware that Tamara and Jessica were together and my CDs were in Jessica's car.
What were they doing in Jessica's car?
We carpooled together and we worked together in Venice previously.
So that all your CDs were there?
Correct.
And you would listen to them?
I'm a musician, so they hold more than material value to me.
So you picked up your CDs, and what happened?
These CDs I pulled out because they weren't mine. I was trying to be as honest as I could about the situation. There are some CDs in my CD case that are Tamara's. They're all scratched. They're all not usable.
Can I see them?
Sure.
Or do you know about CDs?
Yes, I do.
I don't know a whole bunch about CDs, but I would assume even I could tell that's a scratch.
Well,
there's two in the front that aren't mine.
It's broken.
That's broken.
And even if it were not broken,
You couldn't-
these scratches, the laser can't read them.
Okay,
Can't
now,
read the information on it.
would you take a look at some of the others and tell me, she said the ones that she has are all scratched.
It's easily.
These are the ones you're talking about?
Yes.
This one is.
Okay, so let's go to the next page, or whatever they call it. Ladies, somebody had a hissy fit. You want to tell me who had the hissy fit? You want to tell me who had the hissy fit?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Her friends, Jessica Toppin and Tamara Van Afflen, purposely scratched 78 of her CDs. Her ex-best friends say it wasn't them.
Now, this is on all the CDs. Somebody did it. You want to tell me who it was?
I did not have a hissy fit.
Well, somebody had a hissy fit because this doesn't happen by accident.
Can I add something? Jade's ex-boyfriend, she had taken all of his jewelry, and I know that as far as Jessica, she still hangs out with like that group of people. Like, I didn't touch the CD, that was kind of the middle person. I had gotten them from Jessica and given them to my mom to give to Jade.
So you got them from Jessica?
Yes, and Jade has had a lot of those CDs for a long time.
Listen to me. There is a difference between something that might get scratched as a result of use and this, which is vandalism. So you got them from Jessica. Is that right?
Yes.
Perfect. You can sit down. Listen to me. You can sit down. Why did you call the plaintiff and tell her to move out? Is not an answer.
Because she had been really jealous of the fact that me and her old best friend Tamara were getting close. We were hanging out together.
Mm-hmm.
And that made her upset. She left a couple voicemails on Tamara's voicemail.
That said what?
You'd have to ask her. I'm not really sure.
Well, then what did you get involved with it for?
Because me and Tamara had been hanging out, and we discovered that Jade had been kind of talking bad about us. She talked bad on me to her, and to her on me. And we just figured out a lot of stuff that she had said that was just really kind of two-faced and not true.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you called her and told her to move out?
Yeah. Definitely.
And where did you find her CDs?
Her CDs had already been in my car.
In your car?
In my car.
Yeah. Well, they were in your car. You should have watched them better, babe.
They're not.
Should have
my
watched
CDs.
them better. Well, if they're in your car, so they're under your control, and if I find that you had a motive, which you clearly did because you were angry enough at her to tell her to move out, somebody did the nasty. So if it wasn't you, you know who did, and I would suggest to you to either name them or sue them because you're responsible. You're responsible for this.
If I knew who it was, I would definitely. They were in my car for a while.
Yes, you would.
I left them with my mom for a while.
You think your mom did it?
No.
You think your mom did it? Maybe she did. Maybe she did. Is she a nut?
She left them with my mom for a while. She left them, like, you know, we tried to.
Do you take any medication?
No. No, I don't.
No medication at all?
No, I don't. No medication at all.
Prescribed or otherwise?
Nothing.
Nothing. Right. Okay. How many CDs does she have here, Bird, approximately? Give me some idea.
Maybe 100.
They're not all ruined.
No, I do have a list of
I
what's
see some of them are
ruined
not
and
ruined.
isn't.
Okay. I don't know where this came from. How many are ruined?
About 78 are ruined and 30 are missing.
How much did you pay for each one?
Some of them were double books, so it was like $25 for those, $15 for the normal ones.
Okay. I don't have teenage children anymore. He does. So he knows how much they cost. They average. He says they average about $15. Would that be about right?
That's correct.
See? Resident expert. And you have 78 ruined ones. I don't know about the 30 that are missing, but I can see the ruined. That's clear. That's $1,200. That's a big hissy fit that you or somebody else had. Maybe you. I don't know who, but somebody had a hissy fit and have to pay for it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,200. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's just unfortunate that we're not friends anymore.
She needs to get over it.
I'm actually glad, though, because now I can move on with my life.
She once got mad over some fudge one day.
I think it's the misunderstandings we have between the three of us.
A lot of them aren't misunderstandings. They're things that she had said that were being malicious towards me.
They're probably very upset.
I was just basically upset that she had been talking so much smack on me and my friend.
Be careful with who you trust.
And now the next 24-year-old car salesman Robert Mack Jr. is suing his former friend, 24-year-old concert producer Joshua Lopez, and his brother Eric Windnagel for the value of a car. Robert says Joshua stole the title.
Quiet in the courtroom, please.
Yeah, this is case number 119 on the calendar in the matter of Mack versus Lopez Windnagel. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Mack, it is your claim that you sold a car to one of these defendants. I don't know which one. Which one? Lopez?
Yes.
I don't know who you are. Sit down.
You said that.
Sit down. You sold a car to Mr. Lopez and he hasn't paid you for the car.
That's correct.
Mr. Lopez says he did not buy a car from you. He bought a car from somebody whose name is Mr. Stanley. You were merely the go-between. He owes you a finder's fee, and he wishes he could find Mr. Stanley because he owes him money too and he hasn't paid him. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
And where's the car?
The car's in my garage.
Okay, so you're lucky. You have a car, but you haven't paid for, and you haven't paid the finder's fee, right? So you have everything.
Correct. As of right now, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, Mr. Mack, tell me about this car and the surrounding circumstances of the sale.
I agreed to buy a car off of Mr. Stanley, who's present in the courtroom.
That's Mr. Stanley.
Yes,
oh,
it is.
Nice to see you.
And we had negotiated a price. I had showed... I'm sorry, go ahead.
You agreed to buy a car from Mr. Stanley.
That's correct.
What year car was this?
1990.
1990 what?
Chevy Cavalier, two-door.
Was it running?
Yes.
Tell the truth. I'm sorry.
And Mr. Stanley,
Yes, ma'am.
what were you going to sell him the car for? How much? Mr. Stanley, look at me. That's not a hard question, sir. The questions are going to get harder.
Oh, I sold the car to Mr. Mack for $500.
On what date did you sell it to him for $500?
On around the end of July.
End of July doesn't help me, sir.
Maybe July 29th, 2002.
And why were you selling it?
Because my wife and I built a new house and we had to move it. It was in the driveway and it was off the road.
Because it wasn't running?
No, it did run.
Did it run the length of the driveway, or could you take it on a trip to Canada?
You could have took it on a trip to California, Your Honor.
No, you
Perfect.
couldn't.
So you were selling this well-running car that you could drive cross-country for $500 to Mr. Mack.
Right.
Okay, Mr. Mack. Now, Mr. Lopez was a friend of yours, is that right?
An acquaintance.
Acquaintance. Who you knew was looking for a car, and you told him that you had a car.
That's correct.
When did you sell him the car?
Well, right after I had purchased the car from Mr. Stanley. I had shown Mr. Lopez
You mean
the car.
a day later?
Yes.
So say July 30th, you sold it to Mr. Lopez for how much?
That's correct, for $1,000. I had shown Mr. Lopez the car. I had shown Mr. Lopez the car. He agreed that he liked the car. I told him I wanted $1,000 for it.
He's lying.
Mr. Lopez,
I'm sorry.
I don't want you to say anything until
Yes,
I
ma'am.
ask you a question.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were going to make a quick $500.
That's correct.
How do you know Mr. Stanley?
Friends with his son.
How did you come to a price of $500, sir?
That's what I had into the car. To get it back in running condition, I had new brakes, rotors, tires, exhaust system.
So why did you want to sell it for $500, sir?
That's what I had into it. I sold the house, I had to move the car.
Fine. Now, when you sold the car to Mr. Mack, did you turn over the title to him? The answer is either yes or no.
No.
Did you have the title?
Yes.
Did Mr. Mack pay you for it?
He gave me $300.
So he hasn't paid you for it.
Then Mr. Lopez and Mr. Mack came to the house, and Rob Mack told me that Lopez was buying the car. I didn't ask how much. I said, "You going to be able to pay for the car?" He said, "Yeah. My brother's got a
taco stand.
Could you do me a favor?
or,
Don't help him out.
Yeah.
Okay.
a taco stand or a hot dog stand at the carnival.
Just a second.
I'm going to
So
work
what
at.
you're telling me, Mr. Stanley, is that Mr. Mack agreed to purchase your car for $500 on the 29th of July. You did not turn over the title to him. You did not make an exchange of any documents with him, but he gave you $300.
Right.
And you have not been paid the other $200. Is that right?
No. Robert Mack gave me another $100. I gave him the title because we were in the shuffle of moving.
Just a second. So now you've got $400 towards the total purchase
Right.
price of the car.
And he still owes me.
So you're still owed $100
Right.
on the car.
Right.
Okay. Who's got the title to the car? You do.
Yes, ma'am.
Interesting. Now, sit down for a moment,
Thank you.
please. Okay, so as far as you're concerned, Mr. Mack, you got how much money from Mr. Lopez?
Like $20.
Okay. Now, Mr. Lopez, you
Yes,
tell me
ma'am.
your version of this fairy story.
That was a good story they came up with.
Okay, let me hear your version of it, sir.
End of July, around July 25th, 26th, me and Mr. Mack were together. I said I was talking to him about I needed a car, and he said, well, I know somebody that's got one. He's selling it for $200. Let's go look at it. All right, let's go. We went out there that minute. I believe it was in front of his daughter's house. It looked like it was sitting there about 2 years or maybe a year. It had weeds around it. I really didn't care. I just needed a winter car, so I was like, okay. Me and Mr. Mack went to in the back of Mr. Stanley's house where Mr. Stanley was doing something with his horses. And Mr. Mack told Mr. Stanley, I got a buyer. You know, can we get the keys? Mr. Stanley said, you know what, I'm doing something right now. Come back in about an hour. I'll have the keys for you. Me and Rob then went back to the car again so I could just look over it while we're waiting for Mr. Stanley to get the keys. We open the door and there's bees all in there.
Bees?
Bees' nests, yes, ma'am. So me and Mr. Mack go to the gas station about a mile down the road and get hornet spray, come back, spray it all out. Open the hood, there's more bees. Like I said, we cleaned out all the bees. By that time, Mr. Mack's ready to go to
Just
Mr.
a second.
Stanley.
So far, does that sound like something that could have happened? You don't make up that story, right?
Oh, that could have happened.
Yeah. You don't make up that story. I mean, you can make up a lot of stories, but that story you don't make up.
Nope.
Right?
Judge Judy continues, and Jr. claims former friend Joshua Lopez owes for a car he bought from his friend. Joshua claims Robert is pulling a scam.
Go ahead.
Okay. Like I said, me and Mr. Mack went back to Mr. Stanley's house. By that time, he finally gives us a single key on a ring. I don't know, might have had a little ornament or something on it. And we go back, start it up. I said, well, can I drive it up and down the road, you know? And Mr. Stanley was not present at the time. It was just me and Mr. Mack. I drove it up and down the road. It was okay. He said, how do you want to get back to Lockport? I said, I'll just drive it. No registration, no insurance, no plates, no nothing. I'll just
I
drive
had
it.
dealer
Let's go.
plates, Your Honor, when we moved the car.
He's lying. He's got a lot of stories.
Mr. Lopez, don't make it worse.
Okay, I
So far, you're
apologize.
doing
It's just-
okay.
I came here to tell the truth, and they're that's...
So far, I haven't heard anything about negotiating price.
Okay. When we were looking at it, before we went to the store, me and him talked. He said, Mr. Stanley only wants $200 for the car. I don't know what he's talking about, $5,000 or $1,000. He said, you give me $250, $50 for me being the finder, $200 for Mr. Stanley, we'll call it a day. I said, that's fine with me, $200 for a winter car, that's good. And then we went back to Mr. Stanley's trailer house. He asked, do you want to buy it? I said, yes, I do. He looked at Mr. Mack and said, can you trust this guy for me to give him the title and the keys, and he's going to pay us? Rob said, yes. You know, I'll give you my word, he's going to pay me. If not, then I'll pay for it. So we go back to the car. We had an extension cord. I tied to the bumper and tied to the bumper of the car he was driving. And to act like we were pulling it, I drove the car. He drove the front one. We took the first right and the cord broke. So I just pulled over and a guy pulled over to help us. Do you need help? I said, no. Before the cops come and I go to jail for driving this car with no registration, no plates, no nothing, let's just drive it. So he's like, oh, okay. He gets in his car. I do like 90 all the way home. That's, you know.
When did you get the title?
I arrived home with Mr. Mack accompanying behind me. We started talking about 3 days before I left for Syracuse State Fair, which is in like the end of the second week or third week of August.
Meanwhile, you haven't been driving the car?
No. It's
Okay.
been parked. Never has been put on the road since then. Never has been driven.
Why?
It didn't have a new muffler system. My brother paid for a new muffler for it. I have pictures of a brand new starter we put in it. After I got it home, the next day I tried to start it. It wouldn't start. The starter died.
Okay. You got the title when?
3 days before I left for Syracuse State Fair.
How?
Mr. Mack brought it to my house.
Okay,
And my
when he
girlfriend
came-
Tony was present at the time.
When he brought it to your house, didn't he ask you for any money?
No, he did not. Our agreement was for me to pay him off of the contract that I signed with Syracuse State Fair. When I got back, I was to pay him.
What were you doing at the Syracuse State Fair?
My brother met an individual, a gentleman where he works for, and we do pizzas, like in the little fried dough concession stands and the lemonade and pizza.
Okay,
at
so
carnivals.
you were
We
the
were
food,
one of
you
them.
had a food concession?
Yep.
Okay, so you haven't paid Mr. Mack his $50?
No.
And you haven't paid anything to Mr. Stanley?
No.
Okay, now Mr. Stanley says he's only owed another $100, is that right?
That's right. From Mr. Mack.
You don't care who you get it from, right?
No, Your Honor. I don't care.
Your Honor, I'd also like to show you the value. I went on the computer, the value of the car that I sold Mr. Lopez.
Let me explain something to you, Mr. Mack. You're not going to get $1,000. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Thank you.
Even if I believe probably bits and snippets of both of these stories, I think that what you did was overreaching. Listen, I don't know if this is an appropriate word for a judge to use, but I'm going to use it. Either you screwed Mr. Stanley or you screwed Mr. Lopez. Because if you're going to show me the value of a car, then you shouldn't have screwed Mr. Stanley because he sold your car for $500, or you screwed Mr. Lopez because you sold it to him less than 24 hours later, if I were to believe you, and doubled your money without paying a penny.
I thought that
So
was...
you screwed either him or you screwed him. So from this court, you're not getting $1,000. Do you understand?
That's perfectly fine,
Perfectly fine. $50 finder's fee, I would say, for not doing any work at all whatsoever, that's pretty reasonable. I think that's, for somebody who's an acquaintance, that's a pretty reasonable thing.
Ma'am, may I say something, please?
Go ahead.
He said acquaintance. I've known this gentleman for over 8 years. He hung at my house. He spent the night. That's
He
more
doesn't
than acquaintance
consider, listen to me.
Right now.
Maybe to you, but if Mr. Mack wants me to believe him, you were merely an acquaintance,
Right.
because when somebody is a friend, you wouldn't screw him like he screwed you.
Right.
I don't believe you, Mr. Lopez, that you were going to spend $200 for this car. And I'm going to tell you why. I believe $500 is a more appropriate figure. Because why would Mr. Stanley over here say that he was already paid $400? That is what you testified, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're owed another $100.
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't care who you get that from.
You're right.
So you say that you owe Mr. Stanley $200.
$200, because that was
So this is what we're going to do. You're going to be real happy about this. You only have to pay Mr. Stanley $100.
Okay.
You have to show me where you paid Mr. Stanley $400. Can you do that?
Other than his word, I have no paperwork because
I don't know whether I don't know if he knows whether today is Tuesday. You know what we're talking about? You know what I'm talking about with you, sir? I don't know if he knows what today is Tuesday, and I don't know what kind of scam you're pulling, but I'm getting really irritated.
No,
so you are entitled to a $50 finder's fee, which Mr. Lopez says he agreed to pay you.
I did.
That's all you're entitled to.
Question, Your Honor. If I bought the car from Mr. Stanley for $500,
Show me a purchase bill of sale.
he wouldn't give me one until I paid him until I paid him the $500. Why would he write me a bill of sale if I didn't
He
pay
could
him the
write
money?
you a note saying that you had given him $300 down or $400 down. You still owe him $100. I've sold my car on this 29th day of July 2002 to Mr. Mack for the amount of $500. He's given me $300 down, owes me another $200. Signed, what's your first name?
Robert.
Robert Stanley. That's very simple, right? See, when you try to be a con artist, that's what happens, Mr. Mack. When you try to outsmart people, then sometimes you get outsmarted yourself. You're entitled from Mr. Lopez the amount of $50. That's finder's fee, because I believe that part of Mr. Lopez's testimony, that that's what you told him. You wanted $50 for finding this car. Who paid for the bee spray?
I did.
That's all. And if Mr. Stanley wants his $100 back that he says he didn't get, which I'm not so sure about, what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to sue one of you. buy from him, you get $50
Yeah,
because that's what you agreed to.
That's fine.
Thank you. All these are excused. You may step out.
First, I just want to say hi to a couple people. My girlfriend, Stacia Stanley, my sister, parents.
Our original agreement was 50 finder's fee, 200 for Mr. Stanley.
I bought the car off of Mr. Stanley for $500. I got conned. Only in America.
A con artist tried to come in here and scam somebody and got conned. That's it.
You know, this is America, and I got conned out of my money.
Judge Judy pinned it on the nose. He's a con artist.
The con artist.
He's nothing but a liar, a con artist, and he's trailer trash.
Yeah, we were friends, but, you know, friends backstab.
He made an agreement with me. He stabbed me in my back.
Friends like that, you don't need enemies.
And now is suing her former live-in boyfriend, 22-year-old web designer Carlos Chanlate, for a loan for furniture. Carlos is countersuing, claiming Cecilia broke into his apartment and destroyed the furniture in question.
Yes, case number 141 on the calendar in the matter of Durazo versus Chanlate. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Razzo, I've read your complaint, and according to what I've read, you were living in Syracuse, New York.
Yes, I attend school there.
Mr. Chanlate was living in New York City.
That's correct, ma'am.
He was smitten and decided to move from New York City to Syracuse, New York, a decision that he lived to regret.
That's correct, ma'am.
According to you, he moved there in April of 2002, correct?
Yes.
And he got an apartment. The apartment had no furniture, and according to your complaint, you loaned him money to buy furniture so that he'd have a couch to sit on and a bed to sleep on, and he owes you $610. Mr. Chanlate said that the furniture was a gift because he relocated to live with you. The money that was advanced was never intended to be a loan. You couldn't stand the fact that he was sleeping on the floor and sitting on a crate, so that you agreed to buy him the furniture. In addition to that, Mr. Chanlate says that 4 months later you unceremoniously dumped him, right?
That's correct, ma'am.
And then broke into his apartment, causing him to have to change the locks. He ultimately went to the police. He lost a day's wages, which he's counterclaiming for. He was also fired from his job because he worked at the school where you were a student, and they made him leave the school, and on and on and on. And aside from everything else, he hated Syracuse.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So he's counterclaiming. So let's hear about the furniture.
Yes, he got an apartment. At the time, he had very little people that were willing to help him, including his parents.
Well, because he was moving to be close to you.
Which I did not ask him to do. I asked him not to move to Syracuse.
Really?
Yes.
You told him not to move to Syracuse?
Yes, several times.
Is that right?
Actually, Your Honor, what she had said was that she didn't think it was a good idea. However, she left the moving up to me.
She didn't think it was a good idea?
Yeah.
Because why?
Just because I had to move, job that I was working at, I had to leave that job, had to find a new job up there. Those kind of circumstances, Your Honor.
So she didn't think it was so smart for you to leave New York City?
Yes.
So why did you come?
I moved because I thought that I had enough money. I thought it'd be best for us maybe to be a little closer together. There were times where there was complaints about, us not being able to see each other as often.
Who was complaining, you or her?
Both parties, Your Honor.
Is that right?
More so him.
I gather. Okay, so he got there. Let's go.
He asked me to loan him the money to buy the furniture.
What did he say?
He didn't have money. He said, he began working at the university. As soon as he gathered enough money, he would pay me back. Mr. Plord, who is also Mr. Chanlate's witness, was present when we bought the furniture. I bought him, I loaned him, I put it on my credit card. Knives, spoons, a little table that we bought, and a futon.
Were you present when this furniture was purchased?
Yes.
Step up, please. How do you know these people?
Well, she was a resident advisor at Marion Hall, and so was I, and that's how we met. And then when he moved to Syracuse, I met him because he was there.
Tell me what you know about the furniture.
It's a futon, it's a stainless
No, you were
steel.
there when it was purchased?
Yes. I brought the mattress home in my car.
Did you hear any conversation between the plaintiff and the defendant with regard to loan, gift?
She just put it on her credit card and didn't say much about repayment or anything.
You didn't hear any of that?
I didn't hear anything
Okay,
like that.
Good. You could have seen. Okay. So you put $610 on your credit card? Is that what you put on the credit card?
Yes, we've met several times after we broke up, even for lunch, discussing when payment would be made. So there's been plenty of discussion about the payment of the furniture, and Mr. Plord was also there when Mr. Sheindlin admitted that he did owe me that money.
Okay, fine. Now, sir, you say that she broke into the apartment and she destroyed the furniture.
Yes.
Is that true?
That is true, Your Honor.
Is that true?
I did not break into his apartment. We had a
Did you destroy the furniture?
No, I did not destroy.
Did you do anything to the furniture?
I will tell you how he claims.
No. Tell me what you did to the furniture.
I went to his apartment. I had the key, which he gave me. I went, he has a very narrow spiral staircase, and I slipped. It was myself and another girl who was about my size. It's a pretty heavy futon, just a mattress. And we were unable to get it down the spiral staircase, so we had to throw it over.
Throw it over what?
The staircase is a spiral and it's thin. We could not physically get it through the staircase, so we had to throw it over.
And what? Put your hand down.
Okay.
And what happened when you threw it over? You mean just the mattress?
Well, yeah, we got it down there. Like I said, I slipped, and we got it down there. And then once we were trying to get it in my friend Kenny's car, who took us to get the mattress, and we weren't able to. So we left to go find Carlos so I can retrieve the rest of my items, the futon frame and everything else I had in the apartment.
Could you tell me what you did with the futon?
The mattress?
I lost you at it. You couldn't get it in your car after you threw it over the
Yeah, I left it there because there's nowhere I could not.
Where?
I left it on the ground outside because...
You get nothing for the furniture.
The futon frame is...
You get nothing for the furniture. Madam.
The mattress costs only about $200 compared to...
I don't care. In order for him to be able to use the futon frame, he has to have a futon. You destroyed the futon.
He had a year to pay me back for it. And
Then if you had waited and done exactly what you did by filing a small claims case against him, you would have gotten your money if I found that, indeed, he promised to pay you back. But what you did was, first you went to his house, you destroyed part of the property, that put him in a position where he couldn't use it, because in order to use a futon frame, because I know what they look like, you have to have a futon mattress. So either he had to go out and buy a new futon mattress so that he could use it, or he gets rid of the frame. You get nothing for the furniture. Do you understand?
Do I get my furniture back?
What furniture back?
It belongs to me. I paid for it. So can I have the futon?
If he's got it,
Your
do you
Honor,
have the frame?
It is currently in Jonathan Plord's dorm room.
Oh, fine.
So she can go pick it up also.
Perfect. Just a second.
All right.
So far, you're not doing badly, right?
Yes.
She's going to come over and get the frame.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Jonathan? Zippity-doo-dah.
Judge ex-boyfriend Carlos Sheindlin owes for a loan to buy furniture. Carlos says Cecilia destroyed the furniture in question.
Let's get to your counterclaim. So we've just taken care of your claim. Futon frame, back to her, 5 days.
Do I get the money for the spoons and table and everything else?
No, you don't get the money for the spoons. Now let's move on. She used the key, she acknowledges, to go into your apartment, so you had to change the locks. On what date did she go into your apartment?
I believe that was April 26th. It was a Saturday.
And when did you leave that apartment?
About a week and a half later.
Now, do you have a receipt from a locksmith for changing the locks on the apartment?
No, my landlord did the lock change. He charged me for the lock. And
Show me.
I don't have it.
Well, that's what we call proof. In court, we need proof.
I do have photographs of the damage to the apartment, which caused me to lose my security deposit, though, Your Honor.
Show me proof that the landlord kept your security deposit. Do you have that?
No, that I do not have. He has not returned my phone calls.
Listen, I'm getting really frustrated. And I shouldn't be frustrated. I'm too old to be frustrated. When you come to court, you have to have proof. Do you understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
You don't have proof for me. It's very easy to get a letter, statement, showing that I'm not returning your security deposit, because I would assume that if the apartment wasn't a wreck, you would have gotten your security deposit back, right?
Yes. Also, on top of that, because I was forced to resign from my job, I had to abruptly leave Syracuse. And my lease, which I have here, states that I have to let him know 2 months ahead of time that I'm leaving, or else he keeps the security deposit.
There you go. And you had to leave Syracuse because, according to you, you worked at the same place that she worked.
Yes, and my...
Well, I mean, that's all hearsay. That all would be hearsay, why you had to leave. But you did leave.
Yes.
Now you are apart from each other. And I assume you're back in New York City?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Working?
At the current time, I'm working with a web design company down in Miami, working from home.
I don't care where you're working from. You're working.
Yes.
Are you living alone or with your parents?
Currently, I'm living with my parents looking for another apartment.
Perfect. That sounds fine. And you're going to get your futon frame back. That's perfect. Goodbye. Good luck. Have a happy life.
Please excuse, you may step out.
He knows that he owes me the money.
She seems to forget the bills that I have paid.
And he refuses to pay me.
However, we had an argument.
He had another bill to pay.
And she didn't confront me as, you know, as a normal human being would.
He just didn't have the money.
She came at me with rage.
There was always an excuse.
You can't trust some women.
And now the next case. All
parties in the matter of Lee versus Buki. Step forward, please.
Computer graphics marketer Wendell Lee is suing his former friend, Janelle Buki, for the return of his property. Wendell says she was watching his things while he was in jail.
Mr. Lee, how do you know the defendant?
We've been friends for several years, I guess. I met her at a club one night a few years ago.
How many years ago?
I don't know, 5 years maybe.
Sometime last year, according to what I read, you were going to jail. What were you going to jail for?
It was a drug possession.
Possession of what?
Methamphetamine.
What was the sentence?
180 days.
Is it the first time you were incarcerated?
The first time ever, yeah.
Your complaint states that you asked the defendant to store some of your property while you were in jail.
Well, you know, I stored some things over there. She gave me some room, like in her garage.
Listen to my...
Right.
Just say right if I'm
sure.
right. And you did your 180 days, and when you came out, you went to stay with her, had some sort of an altercation shortly thereafter, and when you left, she kicked you out, and she kept your property, right?
Right.
And you want $5,000, or your property.
That was the original thing, was the property back, right?
And now?
It may not be there.
Well, she has it, because she says she has it, isn't that right?
I have the truck and his jacket. That's all I have of his.
Where's the rest?
Everything was put in storage, and that's all I had of his when he came to stay the night. And he came in at 3 o'clock in the morning. I took my kids to school, and I told him, get up. You think he's going to sleep all day? Slammed the door. He called me the C word. I said, get out. And he took his things with him. He took his guitar. I don't have anything of his.
Well, let me ask you this question. You indicate that he gave you some things when he went to jail.
I bought a TV from him. He didn't give it to me. I purchased it.
Did you sell her a TV?
I think I filled her house with my stuff. But it was all with the, you know, thought I'd be staying there when I got out, maybe for a little while, maybe, you know, not moving in necessarily. But I never expected to give her all of my things, you know.
Well, just tell me what things you're talking about. She says she purchased a television set from you. How much did you pay him for it?
He was selling it for $50. I gave him $100 for it. It was broken. I paid for it. It wasn't something he gave to me. I bought the TV before he went to jail.
Did you ask her to store for you, Mr. Lee?
Well, really, it was just because of the time constraints. I had a storage place. She was going to put the things in my storage.
What?
Well, there was a video game that sits on her bar. And
a video game? What kind of a video game?
It's the kind of, when you know, the quarter game that you see at bars and stuff like that.
Do you know what he's talking about?
I do.
Right.
I also paid $100.
What is
a
video game?
It's a little video game that you put coins in. I paid $100 to get it fixed. It broke again. It's in the shop. I'll give him the address to go pick it up, to take it out of the shop. That's
terrific. So that takes care of the TV and the video game. What's next?
Okay, the truck.
Truck.
The truck was going to be towed away. He gave me the truck. He said, give it to my son. I have it right here, a letter that is highlighted.
Just a second. The truck was going to be
impounded. He told me to go pick it up because it was going to be impounded. He was in jail and it was going to be impounded. He said, you can have the truck, give it to your son. I picked it up. The truck didn't run. I put $400 into the truck. When he got out of jail, he said that he wanted his truck back. I said, not a problem. Give me the $400 that I have invested into it.
All right. Seems to me that you gave her the truck. If you feel like it, go and fill my truck and take it. I told Matt to give it up in a letter I wrote to him. If not, oh well, I won't miss the damn thing. Thank you for everything.
That's not really the way it was. I only did that because she was crying to me that she didn't have the money for my storage. So my mom sent her the money. That was before that happened. I said, well, take the truck and sell it or something. But I didn't really mean it. Like,
could you do me a favor, Mr. Lee?
What?
I asked you, what's next?
What's next? Okay. When I got out, my mom sent me a calling card, and she never gave it to me, and ran up a $600 bill.
That's not in your complaint.
Yes, it is.
Could you please show this to the plaintiff and ask him to please show me where in the complaint he talks about... I'm speaking. Ask him to show me in the complaint where he talks about a $600 phone bill. Just ask him to point it out.
Just point it out.
The thing was longer than that, man. There was more to it than that.
He says there was more to it.
This was a big part of it, was this.
Mr. Lee, that's all you wrote to me. What's next?
Next is my camera, which was a mini DV digital camera.
Now, did you ask her about the camera?
Yes.
And what did she say?
What she said, I don't know. No, she didn't have it. That's what she told me. But she's the only person who could have gotten the storage because it was only mine, and there was no other names on the thing, to be allowed in. And a friend who lived down the street saw her take it out.
That person here today?
No, but she's aware of it.
Mr. Lee, other than the camera, what else, sir?
Okay, there's the computer speaker system that was in her garage.
What else?
Well, there's on the list, whatever we got here. My leather jacket, did she say she has that?
You have his leather jacket.
I have his leather jacket.
We're going to give that back to him.
Absolutely.
And my set of golf clubs.
You have
we play golf together.
No, I do not have a set of golf clubs.
Did you have a set of golf clubs?
No, I have my own set. I have 3 sets. I don't need his.
She has a whole bunch of sets, and one of them is mine. And I had a couple weed whackers. Don't you have a copy of this list? I have a whole list here.
I don't care about your whole list. I asked you to speak. I got rid of the television. I got rid of the video. I got rid of the truck. I'm not interested in those things. Those things are gone. Computer, speaker, system, camera, and weed whackers.
Right.
What else?
Well, the only thing besides that I have, she said already she had some lamps and things like that she took and hung up around her house. And I believe there was, I think we got almost everything here.
All right, what about his camera?
I do not have his camera, never saw his camera, never touched his camera. I know the day he went to jail, he went early because he got into a fight with his best friend over a camera.
Well, tell me about that.
I don't know. That's why I was just there. They got into a big fist fight, and he ended up going to jail bloody with his best friend over a camera.
Okay, computer, speaker system.
Now, are there little black speakers about this big?
Yes, right. That's what he wants.
I have those.
He gets those back along with his leather jacket.
No problem.
Great. Now,
I also have a weed whacker, too, for him.
And I want you to give him back his weed whacker.
No problem.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And these things to be returned to him within 5 days.
No problem.
Who are you?
Ma'am, I can collaborate.
Listen, you can't collaborate on anything. The word is corroborate, and I want you to listen to me very carefully. All I asked you is your name. What is your name?
Matthew Cardinelli.
Matthew, do you get along with her or not?
I've known her approximately as long as I've known him.
Perfect. And you get along. You're not hostile. Yeah. Very good. He's going to pick up the jacket, the weed whacker, and the speakers. Do you understand?
Sure.
Thank you very much. That's all.
Please excuse. You may step out.
I'll never speak to him again.
It's over, I guess.
I was his only friend that helped him out.
With friends like that, who needs enemies?
He called me the C word in my home. Time to go.
Now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Archambault versus Cox. Step forward, please.
Print shop worker Ellie Archambault is suing her daughter, 39-year-old Deborah Cox, for an unpaid loan to hire an attorney. Deborah says she never asked for the money.
Mrs. Archambault, the defendant is your daughter, and according to your complaint, your daughter borrowed $1,000 from you because she needed a lawyer for a civil case.
Yes.
When did she borrow the money?
Around the middle of January, I believe it was the 14th.
Of 2003?
Yes.
And what did she need the money for?
Down payment for an attorney.
Your daughter says she never made an agreement with you to pay you back this money. She does not dispute the fact that she got the money. Is that right?
Yes.
But that there was never a loan. So I would like you to tell me how you were contacted in January of 2003 about her need for an attorney.
I got a call at work from my other daughter, Christine, She had talked to Debbie and told me that Debbie needed to asked me if I would loan her the money for a down payment for this lawyer.
What did she need the lawyer for?
Divorce. And so I told her the only thing I could do would be to use my line of credit at my bank. And
why didn't your daughter call you herself?
I don't know.
Weren't you on speaking terms?
Not at that point.
So you were not on speaking terms with her?
So I told Christine that yes, I could loan her this money, and the only way I could do it is if Debbie would pay me back. So Chris called me back a few minutes later. She had called Debbie and said that yes, Debbie had promised her that I would get every dime back. So later on that day, Debbie called me on her way back from the attorney. She thanked me for the loan. She said she was going to get a job, and her exact words were, "You'll get every dime back." And 2 days later, our phone numbers were blocked. She would hang up on us. No contact at all.
Okay, just step up, please. What's your last name?
McGlynn.
Miss McGlynn, tell me about the conversation that you had with your sister when she let you know she needed this money.
Well, she had called me several times that morning and expressed that she needed an attorney because her husband had taken her younger daughter and she did not know where she was. And I had told her, I said, your husband's getting his ducks in a row. You need to get an attorney. She said she didn't have the money for an attorney. And she said that she was ashamed of what she had done. And that's why she had not called my mother after she had got back from her little adventure.
She had taken off someplace?
Yes.
And the husband decided he was leaving and taking the kids with him?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead.
She said that the lawyer wanted $2,500. I said, see if he will take $1,000 down and let you pay the $1,500 by Friday. And I explained to her that she was going to have to do whatever she could do, sell whatever she had to pay the rest of this money to the attorney. And I told her that I would call our mom, that I would ask my mom for the money for her, but that my mom could not afford to be giving her $1,000 for a lawyer. And then, like my mom said, 2 days later, our numbers were blocked, we were hung up on, and I still don't know what I did
to this
except
day, we don't know.
Try to help.
Okay, maybe we can find out. Now I'll hear you.
My sister had called me because she had found out that my husband had left with my daughter, and she is a very controlling type person.
Don't give me, I'm not interested in your editorializing. You had gone away on a jaunt with somebody else?
With some friends, and my husband and...
An ex-boyfriend.
Just a second. And your husband at that time had left and taken your younger daughter, who was how old?
7.
So what happened when you came back and found your 7-year-old missing?
I was upset, and Chris was calling me, telling me, you need to do something about this, you need to hire a lawyer, you need to divorce him. It hasn't been the first time in my life that when I have been going through hard times where this so-called family has swooped in like vultures and tried to take over my life. And when I decide not to do what they want me to do, that's when all hell broke loose.
It doesn't, something doesn't sound right to me, Miss Cox, when you say that your sister said to you, you've got to divorce him because he's abusive, he's a runaround, he's a cheat.
They hate him. They hate him. They always have hated him since I've been married to him.
Did you go to see a lawyer?
Yes.
Where'd you get the money from?
It was wired to the attorney through my sister.
Okay. Did you know where the money was coming from?
Yes.
When you left the lawyer's office that day, did you call your mother?
I don't recall talking to my mother at all.
You don't recall?
No.
Is that what you're saying to me? Well, if you don't recall, your mother says she does recall that you did in fact call her. So if you don't recall, then I must conclude that you did in fact call her. Where's your 7-year-old now?
With me.
And how long has she been with you?
A couple days after the incident at the attorney, me and my husband patched things up, and that's when they started calling and harassing me.
So, just a second. So when you say your 7-year-old is with you, she is with you and your husband?
Yes.
And you are in fact together?
Yes.
So you didn't need the other $1,500, is that right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
So then your sister is correct that the lawyer originally quoted you $2,500.
Yes.
And that the conversation that she says she had with you, which was see if he'll take $1,000 down, did in fact occur.
Yes.
Yes, of course it did. See how easy that was? Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000.
Thank you.
Parties are excused.
I was coerced into taking that $1,000, and I don't feel I needed to pay it back.
Scamming people is not cool in my book, and that's what she's done today, or tried to.
But she's a controlling wench, is what she is.
False. Totally false.
Her husband is the...
Judge Judy. 25-year-old homemaker Lachey Bowden is suing her ex-boyfriend's girlfriend, customer service rep Teresa Lenore, for firebombing her car. Teresa denies the charge.
Yeah, this is case number 212 on the calendar in the matter of Bowden versus Lenore. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Officer Bird, would you find out if this gentleman has a medical condition that requires him to have that thing around his head?
Looks like the answer is no.
Thank you very much. It is your claim that the defendant firebombed your car and also cut the wires to your satellite television all over some guy. The defendant says she did no such thing and you're really crazy. I assume this is somebody that you are either with or used to be with, is that right?
Used to be with.
And what's that person's name?
Deontay Crenshaw.
Deontay?
Uh-huh.
Is that person here today?
Mm-hmm. He's over there.
The person with the medical condition?
Yes.
When were you with this gentleman?
Up until she set the car on fire.
And when was that?
June 10th.
Of 2003?
Mm-hmm.
And is that the same date that your satellite dish wires were cut?
Yes.
Now, when was he your boyfriend?
He's always been my boyfriend. She was not with him. We lived together. We've been together since '98.
Are you employed?
Yes, I am.
What do you do for a living?
Account rep at AT&T.
And you?
I lost my job due to her setting the car on fire because I wasn't able to go to work.
So you're not employed now?
No.
What does he do?
He works at Motel 6.
Doing what?
He's head of housekeeping.
What makes you think that she firebombed your car and did all of these other things to your house?
Okay. The car was set on fire Monday night. Sunday, she popped up on my front porch. I don't know how.
She came to your front porch?
Yes. I don't know how she got my address, but she popped up on my front porch. She was trying to plead her case about him and her or whatever.
So you spoke to her directly?
Yes.
That must have been June 9th.
No, you're right.
June 8th.
June 8th?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right date, June 8th?
June 8th.
So June 8th she came to your house.
Mm-hmm.
And what did she say to you?
She never said her name. She said, I'm Beyonce's baby mama.
I'm Beyonce's baby's mama.
Yep, that's what
no,
she said.
that's not
That's
true,
what
Your
she
Honor.
said.
You're going to have to turn in
That's
a minute.
fine.
And why are you bothering with him?
Huh.
Pretty much.
Yeah, uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And you said?
I said, okay, I have nothing to do with your relationship between you and him. We have our own thing, whatever, and that's that.
So that was June 8th.
Mm-hmm.
What happened on June 9th?
June 9th, she was calling. And so when I answered the phone, she said, put Deontay on the phone.
Okay, so she wanted to speak to Deontay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you call her house?
No.
Okay, so
I personally went to her house Sunday.
He was at your house?
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
So he was sleeping there.
Mm-hmm.
Why were you sleeping at her house?
Because I was over her house. I was sleeping. I was over there.
Shh. I don't want to hear anything. Stand up. What were you doing over at her house instead of being at home with Miss Lenore and your son?
I was over her house cheating.
Well, actually, I had put him out that Sunday.
Yeah, we wasn't together.
Yeah, so I had put him out Sunday.
Why did you put him out Sunday?
Because the phone calls started coming and I kept telling him, you know, this female keeps calling my house saying she's sleeping with you. If I find out it's true, you know, I don't have any proof, so I'm going to leave it alone. Sunday, I received a call, I'm sleeping with your man. I took the number off caller ID. I called 411, got the address. I went to her house because my friend stayed down the street. And I told her, look, he's not going to be there anymore. No need for you to call me. I don't need him. I work such and such. I don't need a man to take care of me.
You especially don't need him.
Exactly. So after I confronted her, she said, me and him has this. And I said, well, you know, if you don't mind sleeping with somebody else's man, that's you. But he's no longer going to be with me. So
leave me alone.
Yeah, and I said, he can come live with you now. And that's what I told her.
Now I'd like to hear the proof that you have that the defendant firebombed your car
I have pictures of the car. And
I'll take a
also-
look at the pictures. The pictures are one thing. What proof do you have that she did it?
She also told me she did it also because she was calling my house.
That's not true.
She was calling my house.
But she's not. I don't believe she told you she did it.
Exactly.
I have a witness right here, my next door neighbor.
Which witness do you have?
Eric. He didn't actually see her set the
Eric,
fire.
you want to stand up here?
Yes, ma'am.
Eric, in your shorts. You thought you were going to a basketball game today. Come up here. Move over there, Eric. Would you post photographs for me, please?
Sure.
Can I say something?
No, I want to hear Eric. And Eric, you're a neighbor?
Yes, I'm a neighbor.
And this firebombing happened in the middle of the night?
Well, on that day, I was doing some drywall for my brother. I do, drywall and lay. I was doing his house. It was like about 2:30 at night. And I happened to go in the back. I seen the young lady out there slicing the tires. And I'm just looking at it, and I'm thinking that it's probably just she ain't got mad at her boyfriend or something, and just cutting the tires. So I'm just standing up there looking at it. So she looked at me, I looked at her, and she went on back down the alley. So I proceeded to keep working. So I figured I was going to go on there and just close up that night. So I went back on the front. I see her tan car parked across the street right there. And I'm just standing on the porch. And she kind of like looked and kind of sit in her car for a minute. And then she drove off, but I never seen it no more.
So you didn't see her firebomb the car?
No, I didn't see her firebomb come.
Good. Thank you. Sit down.
Your Honor, can I say something, please? Okay.
I'd like your next witness.
This is my roommate. She was there when she popped up on the front. I never called this woman house or anything like that.
Is there something you're not understanding? I would like you to bring on a witness who saw her firebomb your car. You have anything to contribute to this case at all, or yes or no? The answer is yes or no.
Yes.
Do it fast.
The morning the car that was on fire, my cousin, Lachey, came and woke me up, and I walked up on the back porch. I seen her and Deontay sitting on the back porch looking at the car. He apologizing to my cousin about how his baby mama set the car on fire and what she did or whatever, saying that he was going to help my cousin pay for the car and everything, which he didn't.
Is that right?
I told her I apologized for the car being burnt. What happened to her mama car?
Could you speak slowly so that I could understand this, please? You apologized to who for what?
I apologized to her for her mama car being burnt. I shouldn't apologize if it's supposed to be all over me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. The mother of her ex-boyfriend's child, Teresa Lenore, firebombed her car.
Is he still living with you?
Not really, no. He keeps our son every day. He comes to my house and keeps him every day while I'm at work.
When does he work?
He works at night and on weekends.
So then, it wasn't true when you said to her that he's not going to be at your house anymore, don't bother to come over, because he is there every day.
Well, not living. That's what I was trying to tell her. You don't have to call to see if he's there. Where
does he live?
At his mom.
So is what you're telling me, you don't have an intimate relationship anymore?
Not anymore, no.
Is that right?
Correct.
Well, Deontay has to be with somebody. And I don't know how many people he was with. He could have been with her. How many people were you with, Deontay?
10.
What?
Just them two.
No. It's possible somebody else could have firebombed your car.
No, it was only her. She kept calling and everything. She called my house when he comes to her house. After he leave my house, he goes to her house. She calls me tomorrow, Deontay is here. Then she was hollering him in the background stating, you made me do it. You shouldn't have lied. You made me do it. You shouldn't have lied. She wouldn't have said it if she wouldn't have done it.
Your Honor, can I speak, please?
Yes.
She's lying. There's no way. If I'm going to do something, which is so stupid, I wouldn't tell her that I've done it.
Ms. Lenore, you appear to be an intelligent young woman. The only unintelligent thing that I know about you is him. I don't understand why someone who holds a responsible position, maintains themselves, takes care of their children, why they would do something so crazy as to commit arson, which is really what this is. Because what you're accusing her of is really a criminal act.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume you filed a police report.
Mm-hmm. I have copies.
I would like to see the police report that you filed and their follow-up.
And also, it's my mother's car, and she's still paying on that car.
Stand up here. You. Sit down. You, up here. How long have you known the plaintiff?
Well, I don't really know her.
You knew her enough to come to court with her, is that
Yeah,
right?
somebody told me that she wanted to, talk to me.
Okay. Now, when did you tell somebody for the first time that you had witnessed somebody slashing her tires?
She had came to me and said, asked me what my name and stuff like this. I need to talk to you. I'm like,
When?
It was the next day.
Well, this police report is interesting because the police report said that they canvassed the entire area for suspects and witnesses to no avail.
He doesn't live at the apartment next door. He works on
You
the
don't have to
apartment
live
next door.
there. You call the police and you say, I have a witness.
Right. I didn't know he said anything when I called the police. Your Honor, can I say something?
Go ahead.
We went to the police department, and they said, this so-called witness that you say you have, if he's not, a good witness, you all are going to get in trouble for falsifying information. They asked for proof of was she harassing me. She told them I was doing all these things to her. She had no proof. They listened to my answer machine, which I tried to save. It erases after 15 days. They heard all of these threats on my answer machine from her. That day, she was held at jail. They released me. They said she had no proof. Why wouldn't I do it?
Well, I don't believe that there's sufficient proof to establish to my satisfaction, in any event, the allegations that you make against the defendant, that she firebombed your car, that she cut the wires on your satellite dish. It's possible that she did it. It's also possible that he's got a string of girlfriends that you know absolutely nothing about who are just as annoyed as she was. In any event, you sound to me, Madam Miss Lenore, as if you deserve better. I don't know if you're going to look for better, but it sounds to me like you deserve somebody who is at least prepared to act responsibly. That's not him. The case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think she got it basically where she deserved, which was nothing. I didn't do it, and I'm just glad it's over with.
This is not going to end. This is not going to end. She started harassing me about this man. There's a problem. There's something wrong with her.
And now, career counselor Robert Spenner is suing his former girlfriend, dance instructor Angela Sturm, for falsely accusing him of sexual misconduct.
This is case number 260 on the calendar in the matter of Spenner versus Sturm. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Miss Sturm, who is this little girl?
My daughter, and also my assistant teacher.
How old is she?
12.
Would you step outside, please? Because of the nature of these proceedings, Miss Sturm, I don't think it's appropriate to have your daughter here. If I think that later on I require her to come in, I will. Mr. Spenner?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, Miss Sturm became a friend, but was a dance instructor of yours. And you took a series of dance lessons from her. You were encouraged by her to enter a competition with her, and you were successful in winning a couple of medals at that competition, the two of you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But that at some point she filed false allegations against you of sexual misconduct.
Right.
And you want to be reimbursed for all of your expenses that you had relative to that. And also, you want to be reimbursed for the unused dance classes that you took, and also at least one of the medals that you received.
2 medals, Your Honor. 2 medals.
You received 2. You want either one or both. Ms. Sturm says that everything she said was true, that you did in fact make unwarranted and overt sexual movements towards her during the course of your dance and at other times, and whatever complaint she made about you was truthful and accurate, and therefore you're not entitled to recover. She also says that with regard to your dance lessons, the unused time, because you prepaid for a series of dance lessons, she told you that she had a no-refund policy. Is that right?
Yes.
So that's her defense. So let me get some facts. How long have you known Miss Sturm?
We've originally dated in 1997. I met her at a singles dance, and we had a relationship that lasted about a year. And it was a kind of a rocky relationship, and then I ended it, or she ended it.
Okay.
And then after that, we both went our separate ways. She opened up a dance studio earlier this year, January of this year, and I went in about the middle of January. I congratulated her on her success in the dance business, and then I left. But I was in the market for looking for a new studio. I wanted to continue with my dance lessons, and I chose Miss Stern because I knew that she had a good reputation for teaching dance. So I decided, well, I'll go ahead and I'll just try this and see what happens.
Okay, you went in to see her in mid-January to congratulate her. Then you decided you wanted to take dance lessons from her. When did you go back, or how did you contact her with regard to those dance lessons?
I started taking dance lessons from her in late February.
And what were the cost of these dance lessons?
She charged, for a set of 10, she charged $400.
And did you pay her the $400?
Well, originally I didn't do that. She has a $50 for one dance lesson a week. So that's what I did at the beginning. And then later on, I paid the $400 for a set of 10.
And had you been paying right along?
I was paying like for maybe a couple of sets of 10 before she denied her services to me. So I actually had done the set of 10 a couple of different times before this incident happened.
Okay. How many hours of lessons do you believe that Miss Sturm owes you?
Let's see, I gave her a check in June 3rd for check number 642 for $440 for 11 dance lessons.
Well, if in June you gave her $440 for 10, and was that the last money you gave her?
No, actually I gave her another $200, which was for group lessons.
Another $200 for group. So you think she owes you at least for 10?
$640, exactly.
Okay. Now, let me go to Miss Sturm. When did you make these allegations about his sexual misconduct?
When I did that, it was after I had expelled him verbally on June 15th.
Okay. And you made those complaints to whom?
2 different police stations.
Do you have a copy of the complaints that you made?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see. Ms. Sturm, I have some questions for you, madam. I want you to listen to me very carefully.
Okay.
I've read your answer very clearly, and I've read every word of your answer, and I've read the police reports. I want you to specifically tell me the date, time, and place of the sexual misconduct that you allege.
It was June 12th.
What did he do on June 12th?
That's when he lifted me up in the air and had his hand between my legs, and I told him to put me down.
Okay, that was June 12th. When prior to that?
It'd be in the beginning of March. I would have to look at my card when I had lessons.
What did he do in the beginning of March?
He put his hand against my breast.
Where were you?
In my back part of my studio. I have 2 different rooms in my studio.
Were you giving him a lesson?
Yes, I was.
What did you say to him?
Don't do that.
And what did he say?
He just shrugged it off.
When was the next time?
Towards the end of March also was the incident when he first grabbed me and tried to kiss me.
Where was this?
In the second part of the studio, the back room, once again. It was just him and me in that room.
When was the next time?
Those were the incidents. There were various times when we'd be doing a routine, when we were practicing getting ready for competitions, and he would come up behind me and massage my shoulder, or we would be doing a routine, and we'd practice a certain pattern because we'd go over and over, and he would reach out and start to hug me. And there was a lot of hugging going on.
Now, there was a time when you and Mr. Spinner traveled from South Bend to Chicago. And you traveled from South Bend to Chicago for the purposes of participating in a dance competition with him. Is that correct, Ms. Sturm?
Yes, it is.
When was that?
That was June 14th and 15th.
So am I to assume, Ms. Sturm, that the fact that he massaged your back in March, put his hand on your breast in March, grabbed you and tried to kiss you in March, put his hand up your crotch in June, did not discourage you from traveling with him on the 14th and 15th of June to Chicago for the purposes of participating in a contest with him?
I did confront him on the day.
I'm asking you a question. You went with him, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Now, what prompted you to make these allegations on June 24th, madam? Instead of in March, or April, or June 13th, before you went to the competition with him? What was it?
Okay, there was over 23 incidents over that time. You're right. I was putting up with it because, I'd tell him he would, he kept professing his great love for me. I do have...
Miss Sturm, let's understand each other. On the 15th of June, you told me that you cut him off. You told him that he was no longer welcome to come back and take lessons from you. Is that right?
Right, so I told him to get in the car and drive out of my life.
Fine. And you told him that on the 15th of June?
Right.
What did he do after the 15th of June?
Well, first he sent me this letter, Your Honor.
May I see it?
Yes, you may.
Judge falsely accused him of sexual misconduct and harassment. Angela claims while giving him dance lessons, Robert touched her inappropriately.
So what's wrong with this letter? This is not a letter that inspires you to make a report to the police. He's saying either I want my money back or apply the money that I gave you for group lessons towards private lessons. I'm disappointed with the way the weekend went. As far as he's concerned, you acted in an unprofessional manner, and nothing contained in this letter that I've read, absolutely nothing, suggests to me that it was an inspiration for you to contact the police. So tell me what else happened, madam, after the 15th of June, when you went willingly and not in a state of bondage to Chicago with him, that inspired you to call the police and report sexual abuse on the plaintiff's part. Tell me.
Actually, I was not...
Show me a letter. Tell me the rest. Did he come to your house to stalk you after the 15th?
No, he did that on May 20th.
Okay. Tell me what he did on May 20th.
On May 20th, he just showed up at my house at 2 p.m. and...
2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Where most of my children were at home. I have 8 children. There were 6 of the children at home. He came to the door. My kids said, Mom, Robert Spinner wants to talk to you. And so I came to the door. I said, what do you want? He says, I want to talk in private. I said, no, you're not talking to me in private. You're going to talk to me in front of my children. And he says, oh, you cannot treat me like this, Angela. You know, what are you doing to me? You're being cruel. And then he said, I can't continue to talk to you in front of your children. And he left.
Keep going.
Okay, well, first off, a dance student does not come to their dance
teacher. Keep going!
Okay, so that's what happened there. And if you want to go back to, you know, I have all these love letters.
I don't want to go back at all. I want to go to a place after June 15th.
Okay, after I received that letter. Okay.
After you received this letter, which you received on June 16th.
Okay.
Let me ask you, did you respond to the letter?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I took it to an advisor.
Took it to a spiritual advisor?
No, a friend.
Ms. Sturm, if somebody writes you this kind of letter, which is not a hostile letter, it's a letter of disappointment, it's a letter of frustration, and you chose in a very unprofessional way not to respond to it at all, and you've already told him, according to you, get in your car and get out of my life. Don't come near me, I'm not giving you lessons anymore, I'm not doing anything. And he says, you owe me money. You owe me money. You choose to ignore him. He comes to your house, and he doesn't want to speak to you in front of your 8 children. He said, I want to speak to you privately. And you say, no, you talk in front of my 8 children. And you know what he does? He does what a mature person would do. He leaves. So I want you to tell me what happened after the 20th of June, which is when you say he came to your house at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, after the 20th, that inspired you to make a formal complaint of sex abuse to the police against the plaintiff after the 20th.
Okay. I was advised not to respond to the letter because the person who said was very angry.
Ms. Sturm, did you hear my words?
Okay.
My words were after June 20th. Because so far I've heard nothing that in my judgment gave you cause to call the police and to notify 2 different police officers that he had sexually abused you. So I want you to tell me, what was it after June 20th when he came to your home to talk to you about the problem, the lessons, the money, whatever, and did not behave in any aberrant way? What happened after June 20th that inspired you to go to the police? You have a window of 4 days, madam. Did anything happen?
Right, he kept contacting me after I told him to leave me alone.
Tell me when he contacted you after June 20th.
He sent the letters, and he also called my house on June 23rd, my son Matthew Price.
Just a second. He called your house on June 23rd?
Yes.
Did he speak to you?
No.
Who did he speak to?
My son Matthew Pryke.
Did you call the house on June 23rd, sir? Just answer me yes or no.
Yes, I did.
And did you speak to her son?
Yes, I did.
And what did you say to him?
Actually, when I called her, when I called her house, I was looking at my phone bill, and when you dialed *69, it shows the return, that whoever who called you. She called me at 2:30 in the morning, and I must have spaced out.
Do you have that?
No, I don't have that phone bill.
So is that why you called her?
So I was wondering who called me at this time, and it just didn't dawn on me it was her. So I called the number to find out who called me, and that's all that was. When I finally found out, when I recognized the voice that was her son, and I said, okay, I'm sorry, and I hung right up. I had no idea. If I knew it was her phone number, I would have never have called.
What else? June 23rd.
He called my house on June 23rd. I called his business on 6/24 at about 2 in the morning, because in the letter that you saw, Judge, he said that if I wanted to contact him about the lessons, to call him at his office.
So you called him at his office at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, because I didn't want to talk to him. I wanted to leave it on his voicemail.
I have that recorded.
Just a second. Now, I want you to tell me what happened as a result of her filing this complaint against you with the police department. Were you contacted by the police?
Yes, I was contacted by a corporal, and I voluntarily went down to the police station. He said that there was a complaint filed against me.
Were you arrested, sir?
I wasn't arrested, but when I went into the interrogation room, he locked the door behind me and he read me my rights. And he didn't say, well, we're not arresting you,
Okay,
but
you voluntarily came in.
I voluntarily came in, but he locked the door behind me.
I understand. I understand, Mr. Spinner. Was this the first time you would ever been in a police interrogation room?
Right, it is.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I work at a homeless shelter, and I counsel the homeless on overcoming barriers to employment.
Okay. When, for the first time, other than this letter, did you ever ask her for your money back or for
Yes,
your lessons before?
I've contacted the Better Business Bureau. There was several correspondence with them.
Can I see the letters to the Better Business Bureau?
And I also have a letter that I sent to her directly, certified mail. And these are the letters to the Better Business Bureau and their responses back. I tried to keep this out of court. I tried to be as civil as I can, but I tried to use the Better Business Bureau to help with this.
On June 25th, you sent this certified?
That letter prompted her to call the police and said that, and that's when that letter prompted the harassment charges when I was asking for my money.
Now, the only thing that I haven't addressed yet that I just want some information are these 2 medals. Did you win medals with him, dancing with him as a dance partner? The answer is either yes or no.
Yes.
How many medals did you win?
3.
Where are they now?
1 is in the studio and 2 I have here.
Okay, can I see the 2 that you have here? Okay, these are the same. They're exactly the same. Is that right? What is the 3rd one that you have in the studio? Is that the same as this?
No, it's from Notre Dame.
So it's from a different competition?
Yes.
Okay, and was that on the same weekend in Chicago?
No, it was May 5th in Notre Dame, Indiana.
Okay. You're suing her for $1,909.23. And according to your complaint, that represents money for filing these false charges against you, the dance lessons, and a little bit of aggravation, and the return of the 2 medals. Okay. Now, give 1 to him, give 1 back to her. Mr. Spinner, I want you to listen to me very carefully. I'm not getting into how many dance lessons are left, whether you gave her 12-year-old daughter a receipt. I'm not getting into any of that. As far as I'm concerned, the defendant abused the legal system and abused the police department and abused you by filing a false report that you had, in fact, sexually abused her. And I need not get into all of the details of how many lessons are owed. You are suing her for $1,900. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm giving you a judgment for $1,900 against her. I find her actions absolutely unacceptable. She used the police department because you were asking for your money back. Clearly, nothing that she alleges that you did to her in March, in April, in May, or even in June inspired her to make this complaint. She freely and voluntarily went to Chicago with you. She freely and voluntarily danced in competitions with you after all of these alleged touchy-feely incidents. And it wasn't until after she terminated you coming into her studio after June 24th that she filed these complaints. I am appalled at that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,900. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I didn't grab her between legs.
I warned him about it.
I grabbed her right here.
I kept warning him about it.
And it was a playful thing.
And how many times he kept pursuing me.
She was flirting with me. I was flirting with her.
It was harassment the whole time.
That's a lie.
Obviously, he's very angry because I rejected him.
She always gave me mixed signals.
This man was very obsessed with me.
She wanted me to flirt with her.
Unbelievable.
And I'm very glad that Judge Judy saw through her bull.
I say that's pretty pathetic because he couldn't dance his way out of a paper bag.
I'm going to do whatever I can.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम गाइस, कैसे हैं आप सब? उम्मीद करते हैं आप सब खैरियत से होंगे। तो आज आप देख रहे होंगे कि मैंने रेडी सेडी हुआ हूँ। क्यों? बस वैसे ही वो रिश्तेदारों की तरफ गया हुआ था, तो अभी आया हूँ और सलाम भाई की तरफ आया हूँ और आसफ भाई से मिलने के लिए। ये आसफ भाई हमारे बैठे हैं। अस्सलाम वालेकुम आसफ भाई, क्या हाल चाल आसफ भाई? तबीयत से ठीक है? आसफ भाई थोड़ा सा ना बिजी हैं, काम कर रहे हैं, तो इस वजह से ना बस वो आपसे गपशप नहीं कर रहे हैं, ना गपशप लगानी थी उन्होंने। और हमारे दोस्त बहुत ही अच्छे यार, जिगर, मेरी जान अरसलान भाई भी आए हैं। अरसलान भाई प्लीज़ अस्सलाम वालेकुम करें ऑडियंस को।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम भाई, इश्क करके की मिनट।
अच्छा, तो दूसरी बात, ये तीसरी बात होगी, आपने चैनल को अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया। ये बात फिर इसलिए मेरा दिल नहीं करता वीडियो बनाने को। आप कहते हो ना वीडियो आपकी रेगुलर नहीं आ रही, तो यार आप ब्लॉग ओपन कर, वो कह रहा हूँ आप सब्सक्राइब करते नहीं हो चैनल को। सब्सक्राइब लाजमी किया करो यार, फिर बंदे को मोटिवेशन नहीं होती ना, है सर? हाँ, मोटिवेशन मिलती है, फिर बंदा काम करने को दिल करता है। अभी मेरे देख लो चैनल पे मिलियन सब्सक्राइब होने वाले, आप कोई हाथ ही लगा रहे हैं, होने वाले हैं कि नहीं होने वाले? 1.5 मिलियन की तरफ जा रहा है हमारा। हमने इंशाल्लाह 5 मिलियन करने हैं। अभी गोल्डन प्ले और सिल्वर प्ले बटन भी नहीं आया हमारे हमें यूट्यूब की तरफ से, क्योंकि अभी सब्सक्राइब हो गए नहीं ना लाख। वो मिलियन पे वैसे मजाक कर रहे थे आपके साथ। पहले आपने लाख करने लाजमी, फिर उसके बाद हमने मिलियन करने। तो बकाया सब्सक्राइब। वीडियो थोड़ी सी लंबी हो रही है, आपने टेंशन नहीं लेना, आपको अगली वीडियो में एंटरटेनमेंट मिलता रहेगा। आपने बिल्कुल ईजी सीन है, तो चैनल को लाजमी सब्सक्राइब और साथ में बेल आइकन को भी लाजमी प्रेस कर लें। अस्सलाम भाई, ज़रा भाइयों को बताना कुछ अपने बारे में।
हाँ, कितना फर्क पे 25 सेकंड दी तेरे ही बनाए थे, मेरे भी ठीक है। तेरी बनी 160 MB दी ते मेरी 135 MB
ਪਿਆ ਨਾ ਫਰਕ।
तो 30 MB ਦਾ ਫਰਕ
ਤੇ
ਪਿਆ।
ਬਣਾਣੀ 6 ਮਿੰਟ ਦੀ ਤੇ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਫਰਕ ਪਿਆ?
ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਮੋਬਾਈਲ 'ਚ 6 ਮਿੰਟ 'ਚ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ, ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਣੀ ਗੱਲ। 2 GB ਵੀ नहीं जगह वेली मोबाइल मर्जी या यार सज्जा तू। मैं
आसफ भाई इसके बारे में क्या कहना चाहिए?
बोर्ड पा दे 3 की गाल काट दी। अच्छा, वो गलती, वो छोटी सी गाली काटी,
वो गलती से मिस्टेक हो गई। भाइयों को पता नहीं कि व्लॉगिंग कर रहे हैं इधर यूट्यूब की ज्ञान। बस वो ना रिजल्ट के बारे में बात हो रही थी, क्योंकि मोबाइल का रिजल्ट नहीं इतना अच्छा। आप सब्सक्राइब करें, पैसे आएंगे, डॉलर आएंगे, तो फिर मोबाइल लेकर अच्छा सा। उस दिन भी यही मैं आपको बात कर रहा था कि मोबाइल लेंगे यार अच्छा था। अब बात नहीं मेरी मानते, लाजमी चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना है। और अगर ये जो पीछे आपने मूवी वीडियो कुछ भी देखा है, आपको पसंद आई हो, चैनल को लाजमी लाइक, सब्सक्राइब एंड शेयरिंग लाजमी करना है। ये हमारे डीजे भाई बैठे हैं, पर दिखा नहीं सकते आपको डीजे भाई, क्योंकि वो रजाई में लुके हुए हैं।
मेरे बैच बनेगी तकरीबन 1600।
अच्छा, और दूसरी बात वो ना हमारा वो लेकर आए थे यार नया
2 GB तो
वो पड़ा हुआ है, हीटर लेकर आए थे।
वो इधर हो रहा है, 2 GB दी होंगी, 4
यार शोर ना किया करो जब मैं वीडियो बना रहा हूं। अच्छा
यार आ ही नहीं पूरी हो रही।
तेरे 1980 300 MB का फर्क पैना।
हीटर और अस्सलाम भाई का खराब हो गया। अस्सलाम भाई से पूछते हैं क्या किया। अस्सलाम भाई क्या किया हीटर का यार?
तो फिर मैंने मफरल उठाया।
अच्छा,
मफरल उठाया, हेलमेट।
आवाज नहीं आ रही आपकी।
वो मैंने मफरल उठाया, हेलमेट पहना और मैं वहाँ पे गया हूँ।
थोड़ा सा पीछे हो गए। अच्छा,
मफरल उठाया, हेलमेट पहना है, बैग उठाया, बैग में लैपटॉप डाला, चार्जर डाला है, उसके बाद मोबाइल का चार्जर, फिर हैंड फ्री, तो ये सब कुछ डाल के, और माउस और कीबोर्ड भी जो मैं 850 का नया लेके आया।
अच्छा तो ओके, मैं आपको बताता हूँ माउस क्यों साथ रखा हुआ। अच्छा चलो। वो
फिर मैं वहाँ पे लेके गया हूँ दुकान पे। वो बड़ी मुश्किल से मैंने बैग पहना और एक हाथ में हीटर, एक हाथ में बाइक चला रहा था और पुठे रास्ते से जा रहा था। वो आगे से मैं बजने लगा था, बड़ी औखी हो के बचा हूँ। तो फिर मैंने वहाँ पे गाली भी निकाली थी बंदे को, उसकी वजह से मैं लड़ने लगा था किसी ने। वो गंदी गाली निकाली थी।
अभी नहीं निकालनी।
अभी नहीं निकालता था। वो बीप लगा देना ना।
नहीं वो
मैंने कहा तेरी
नहीं नहीं नहीं,
अच्छा,
नहीं।
ठीक। फिर उसके बाद मैं वहाँ पे गया हूँ दुकान पे, जो आसफ भाई का दोस्त है जानने वाला, उससे बातचीत की है मैंने। उसने कहा भाई ये चाइना की चीज़ें ये ऐसे ही होती हैं। वो कहता मैं आपको डायरेक्ट कर देता हूँ। मैंने कहा भाई यार ज़्यादा स्पीड में नहीं चाहिए, 300 पे बेस्ट है। फिर उसने मुझे कहा कि मैं आपको स्विच चेंज कर देता हूँ। मैंने बोला मैं वापसी पे आपसे पकड़ लूँगा। आपने कहा ठीक है, मैं छोड़ के तो आपकी तरफ आ गया हूँ। तो ये आज का सारा मेरा सीन और पार्ट लगा है। That's it. ओके, अल्लाह हाफिज़। अब आपको
यार बड़ा
आसफ भाई की चौबे
बड़ा
सुनाएं,
बड़ा
आसफ भाई चौबे सुनाएं।
क्योंकि कल परसों हीटर देख रहे हैं वो खराब भी हो गया यार। ये चाइना की
चौबे
चीजें
की
ठीक है यार।
आई नहीं
आसफ भाई का
आ
हीटर सही चल रहा है, अरसलान भाई का खराब हो गया। और अरसलान भाई के साथ एक और भी बड़ा हादसा हुआ। अरसलान भाई उसके बारे में बताएंगे। अरसलान भाई ये लैपटॉप का जो कीबोर्ड है ना,
तो साहब मेरी ये थी कि
कीबोर्ड जो वो खराब है, इसलिए अरसलान भाई ने साथ दूसरा छोटा कीबोर्ड रखा हुआ। माउस भी
यार बटन क्यों ना पे तू?
बटन नहीं
ब्लॉक करना, ब्लॉक कर, बटन को ना
बटन मैंने प्रेस नहीं किया
हाथ
ऐसे।
बना कर।
अच्छा ये अरसलान भाई आपको दोबारा बताएंगे कितने का
नहीं
बता रहे हैं अरसलान भाई प्लीज। अरसलान भाई बताओ
कितनी होगी है?
आधे मिनट की रहेगी।
उसको भी दिखाओ बोले।
हमारे आसफ भाई क्या कर रहे हो? चलो ठीक है, ओके मिलते हैं आपको इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। ओके अल्लाह हाफिज। बंद कर देते।